Let's go. Yeah. This is it. This is where the magic happens right here. Cool.
Oh.
Matt, I don't think I've met you. Ooh, let's go.
I was thinking about Zach.
Is this how we're starting it?
I kind of want to. I was telling Matt that I want to get this audio.
Okay, this is the thong song already. I know. I have that good of recall.
See,
I want to get this audio. So like we're 800 shows in, and we don't have like anything fancy. Like we don't have an audio or not. But I was thinking I should start every show with like 30 seconds of this.
Yeah, let's do it.
Think I'd get in trouble for this?
Here we go.
What
Yeah. Press play. You won't
Yeah.
get it. I got you. Ready? Welcome, everybody, to the Sevan Podcast with your host, Sevan. Co-hosted by Matt.
And then Caleb, do an audio like cheer. Can you do like, wait, I know I have a button here somewhere.
Dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never.
I don't give a.
Damn. I knew I had like, do we have something where it's like,
Oh, start
Damn.
off with a bang.
good morning.
Morning.
will I get in trouble if I play like if I
No, because a lot of times these people don't have copyrighted shit. I found that, dude, I've got some hacks to using uncopyrighted music on YouTube, but I always credit the artist who does it, you know? If I use like little segments.
So I'd have to
Dude, play my theme song. Go to here.
www Zack Telander.
No,
It's Telander.
Yeah, go to
Telander?
a Lift Companion episode. So just go to my YouTube channel.
Zach, am I pronouncing your last name right? Telander.
Telander, yes.
Okay. Andrew had to school me yesterday.
I'm happy to be here, guys.
Dude, I'm stoked you're
Yeah.
here too.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
I thought you were I thought you were blowing me off, and then
Yeah, so if we go to this is fine. This is a Lift Companion episode. Yeah, press play. You'll hear my theme song.
GPT program.
I got
Olympic
this from a guy on
weightlifting
TikTok.
workout. Is programming really that important? Will Dylan and Zach finally shave off their mustaches? That and much more in this episode of The Lift Companion.
Listen to this theme, dude.
is this from that movie Drive?
No, dude, this guy made this song and it's our song now. You can see Lift Companion theme at the bottom.
Oh, it's kind of
Sick.
funky, right?
Yeah, that's the name of the guy. Kind of funky, right, on TikTok. So I'm like, I DM'd him. I'm like, dude, your music is amazing. Can you make us a song for Lift Companion? He's like, yeah, what are you looking for? I'm like, well, gotta be honest with you. This song that you made is amazing. He said, take it. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Wow.
That's our theme song now for our little show that we do. And the show that we do is like, I'm people are going to start copying it. I know it. And that's totally fine. We're just going to do it better. But what we do is we just mic up and we just fucking lift. And we had a comedian on. It was so funny. We had Nicky Rodriguez, who's a jiu-jitsu guy. We've had Chris Williamson.
I love Nicky. He wasn't wearing underwear, I bet. Did you see his penis flopping around in there? I love NickyRod. Honestly, did you see the outline of his penis?
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
All right.
Savannah.
You're tall. Hey, it's right at eye level for me.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah. I'm telling you. Homie's got a fucking
You guys are
sausage in
quick
there.
on the draw here. I love this. You guys are quick on the. Anytime we make any references, Sevan, you're quick on this. Or who's doing these?
Okay. Oh, you can't
That's
see him, Caleb.
Oh, Caleb.
I
you're
would
quick
show
on the-
you
I
him, but
love
then
it.
I'd have to kill him.
Caleb, stay involved, man. Get like literally every word I say. Have a fucking page ready for me. You know.
Hey Zach,
Yeah.
so he said you heard it. You heard the song, and he said, hey, "Just take it."
Yeah, I was like, oh, Colton Mertens. Holy shit. Is that actually Colton Mertens? The Colton Mertens?
The
And he's actually pretty
Fuck.
smart. He usually
Dude,
doesn't
I should
spell
be
shit
saying
wrong.
what's up to you, bro. Yeah, so I DM'd the guy. I'm like, this is amazing shit. And no one really knew about him. Like, he's kind of big on TikTok. And yeah, I was like, dude, make me anything. And he's like, no, like what type of stuff do you like? I'm like, this one that you just made is a fucking fire. He's like, I'll send you the let's see if we can find which one it is.
Hey, that's a great idea for a show. Why hasn't anyone done that before? It's just mic'd up guys working out.
Yeah. So basically what happens is like,
I watched the NickyRod episode where you passed the DJI around.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we
I ain't hating. I ain't hating.
Yeah, we should have had him. We had some technical difficulties, but yeah, we're that's our thing now. But yeah, the theme song guy gave it to us, and we've been stoking ever since about it. It's been awesome.
I'm not even making this up. I'm not even stealing this from you. But yesterday I was walking around my house in the middle of the afternoon naked, and my wife said the exact same thing you said to that DJ. That's amazing. And I responded the same way the DJ did. Well, just take it. Just take it.
I'm not going to give you even I'm not even going to raise parts of my mouth to smile, Sevan.
She said,
I'm not even.
Allison NYC, who is this? I like him already.
Oh, just you wait, Allison.
Allison.
Yeah, right.
You just gotta search my name, YouTube, Zack Telander.
Take it all in, Zach. Take it all in before I pull her name down. There you go. Okay. You popped up on my radar during the sad and exciting and exhilarating and positive. Well, it's not sad, I guess. Rebirth of my friend Brian Johnson.
Ah, Brian Johnson.
Yeah. And
whom you've had on the show, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
He cried here.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, he shed a tear. It happens now and again.
Do you want to go in, or do you want to go into that?
If you want to, I love talking about everything. I'll subscribe to yours if you subscribe to mine. Hey, dude, that's such a fair deal.
That is.
Should I share my screen?
Yeah, sure, whatever you.
How do I share screen?
If you click the little present button, I think there's like a TV. It's like a plus.
Yeah. Present.
Is Uncle Lazar Hunter McIntyre's doppelganger? Who, this cat right here, Zach? He doesn't look like Hunter.
Uncle Laser is he's a guest that I had on.
Oh, that dude's. You should play the clip when he talks about.
Oh yeah, the short. Yeah, he's like a short Hunter. Yeah.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. I'll pull it up. Okay, you got it. You just bring it in the show. There it is. Oh,
all right. Sorry. Allison NYC. I don't see you anywhere.
Oh, wrong platform, brother.
Oh yeah. OnlyFans.
Yeah, I won't be doing that. All
God,
right.
you're a dick already, Zach.
All right. Okay. Off to a hot start, Sevan.
Welcome to the show.
So what are we getting into here? Are we getting into the Brian Johnson lore, or what do you want? What do you want from me?
I just want to say this. Yesterday, when you answered your phone, that was really cool, by the way.
Oh.
And I've never done that in a show 800 shows in where I call random people online. I've always kind of been opposed to it. I thought like there was something maybe like ethically or immoral to call someone and they not know we're live. But then I did you, and then I got on a roll and I did Danielle Brandon, and I was 2 for 2, and I was just like, it really made my day that you answered.
Yeah.
But what happened was someone in the comments said, hey, you should get Zack Telander on. And so I just pretended like you weren't coming on today, and like that I had your phone number. I acted all like a big shot. And then when you answered, I was like, fuck, this bit's slain.
Slain.
I'll do literally anything to partake in a bit, by the way. I will go the distance. I will like shave my head just for a fucking 2-second laugh from a stranger that I don't even know.
Me too. Isn't laughing great?
It's the best, dude. I like, so Uncle Laser, we'll sidetrack before we get into Liver King. Uncle Laser's a great comedian. Caleb, pull him up on yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my fucking God, dude. This isn't even the funny one. Go to Uncle Laser's
Does he live near you?
Instagram? Yeah, he lives in Austin. I'm getting him on my podcast on Sunday or something. All right, so go down, keep going. You'll see where he's in the gym with us.
He's a Bob Marley fan. I love Bob.
There we go. This one. So maybe it might be the next one. That one has 4.5 million views last time I checked.
Holy shit.
That one has 203,000 likes, but 4.5 million views. Anyways,
My entire Instagram account has that many likes, like cumulatively.
So this is the video that we did with him. Anyways, this guy is so pure of heart that when I've hung out with him a bunch, like at the bars and just going out. He is like, any time that there's tension between a group, like at all, like let's say boys are talking shit and then it gets a little bit heightened, he just comes in and does like clown, like jester type of shit to make everyone laugh and make everyone feel good. All he wants all the time is for everyone to feel good. Like, that's it.
Nobel Peace Prize.
It's part of his like core. It's who he is. And it's so palpable, dude. He's such a good hang. Everything you see play this video, but everything you see in this video is who he is 100%.
Good. Yeah. Did you smack your dick?
I know. I've been smashing it every time. It's incredible right now.
Try to avoid it.
Well, you know, I've been smashing my dick my whole life, dude. You know, I've been running into walls and shit. You know, it's fine, baby. We're gonna be okay.
Okay, so
I built up a callus.
okay, so we're gonna
It is.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm actually wearing a condom right now, so that's the thing. You know, protection.
That's it. That's it.
Oh,
That was a typical exchange during that video, but yeah. So that's Uncle Laser. He does look like he's got the mullet that Hunter McIntyre does.
Are you friends with Hunter?
No, I don't know him. I've got a bunch of mutual friends, but
the world is getting really small, don't you think?
super small, dude. Sevan, I used to watch your old ass shit from like early CrossFit YouTube days.
How old are you?
32.
God, you look so young. You know who you're like? You're like Vince Vaughn if he got hit with the hot stick.
I've gotten the Vince Vaughn shit a lot too because I am balding. So I have like, I've got pretty bad hairline. And I've got a fucking 17 head. And I've gotten the Vince Vaughn thing, but yeah, I look like.
And you're huge. You are really fucking big.
I
when I
look
saw
like
you standing next to NickyRod.
Although he looks pretty rough there, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, you're like the attractive version of Vince Vaughn.
Oh, that's he's pretty attractive there, dude.
As a young man. Well,
Yeah,
then it's only downhill for you. Hey, how was that? God, there's so many questions.
But are we going to do Liver King?
Okay, sure. Let's do Liver King.
You guys want me to take you down the road here?
Please.
Okay.
Please.
So I did a video on Liver King like right as he was kind of blowing up. I think he had probably like 250,000 followers at this point. And the question that I brought up was, do these guys who claim natural or don't say anything at all, are they really doing that much damage? Is it really like that altruistic of us to call these natural or these fake natties out and get the truth? And that was something that I pondered. That was like my ethical dilemma that I had gone through. And that was my original video. Fast forward a little bit, Liver King's passed my mind. I've been making tons of videos at this point. And Derek from More Plates, More Dates, he's got a very successful YouTube channel. He's been on Rogan.
What was your conclusion in that video?
It was kind of like, I don't know, I have this theory where we are at a place with, hormones and performance enhancing drugs, similar to where you remember the DARE parts of drug use, like when the DARE program, where that was kind of a failure, where we're trying to figure out like, how do we talk about recreational drugs? Well, if we talk about it with abstinence, it's not going to work that well. And it's the same thing with sex. Probably the sex around like the 50s. It was like abstinence. If you, and there was a kind of a resurgence of abstinence, I think in the 80s, I'm not entirely sure, but if we talk about it on the lines of like, sex is going to kill you, you're going to get an STD or you're going to have a kid or whatever. that's not a positive way of thinking. We've shown that over time. Well, we're at the point with hormones where we're kind of like edging past that turnover, where we're like the stigma's kind of going away a little bit, but it's still just like this unknown. And we think, at least the entirety of the internet thinks, that if The Rock comes out and says, hey guys, I'm on TRT, or I'm taking this, and this, that's going to be a good thing. Like that's going to provide some solace for people out there. When in reality, it could, and this is just a potential here, it could be somewhat of a negative thing. And Mark Bell, who's a good friend of mine, also has a really big podcast, the Mark Bell Power Project. He was saying, we were talking about this on his podcast, and he was saying that, you know, it's like somebody saying, hey, last night I went to the bar, got shit-faced, and banged a 10 out of 10. But kids, don't drink and don't go out to bars. A guy is going to hear that and be like, and the last part is going to not even exist. Even you could say like, you're going to lose 2 years, 3 years off your life, but I banged a 10. Every fucking 18-year-old on planet Earth is going to go do that thing. So if The Rock says, hey, I started taking TRT at this time, an 18-year-old's going to be like, I'm not waiting until I'm, 35, whatever. I'm going to get on gear right away. It's this truthfulness that we think is going to work out, but might not. And that's just a little theory that I have. It can be argued the other way. I'm not entirely set on that, but I think it's important in bringing that in. That's a total side thing as far as the Liver King, saga goes.
Do you know who Michael Cazayoux is?
Yes, I do. I know Adi better actually than Michael. I met Adi back in like 2015 or something. But
he was on here the other day, and he read the Red Hot Chili Pepper lead singer's book that was supposed to be like a rehab story that got you not to do drugs, but he read it and it got him to shoot up drugs because it sounded so fun in the book.
I mean, the DARE program.
So yeah, like the DARE program. The crazy thing about DARE, right, is like, okay, if you tell me that if I start smoking weed, I will become a heroin addict in 3 years or whatever the time is. And let's just say one of my dumbass friends has some weed and I'm fucking frightened by it. I watch my friend smoke weed, and then the next day we go to lacrosse practice and he scores 5 goals. I don't think smoking weed is that bad. Okay, right. What else are the parents lying about?
Right.
So now in my mind, you did the opposite. You did so far the opposite of what you should have done, which was said, what like negative aspects of this thing are when you eventually try it or when it comes up, But anyways, fast forward a little bit. Derek from More Plates, More Dates, he actually DM'd me, and this is much faster forward. He's like, hey man, I really like your stuff. I like the way that you make these kind of essay style videos. You and your editor have something really good going here. At that time, I mean, I'm still a pretty small channel compared to, what he has. And he's like, this is a guy that you've already covered before. And I have some pretty interesting information. And I want to, if you're interested, let's do it. I'm like, okay, who is it? He's like, Liver King. And I have some exchanges with him and a bodybuilding coach wherein he explains the drugs that he's been taking, and he has the blood work to support that. And I'm like, wow, we've got quite the smoking gun here, Derek. So what I did was that night I stayed up to like 3 or 4 in the morning making the outline for that video. It's a 40. I wonder if I still have the outline. I don't know, somewhere. But I planned it down to the minute what we were going to do. And I sent it to him as like a proposal. And he said, this looks great. Let's get cracking on it. And we actually sat on that for like 2 or 3 months. And
shit. Really?
Wow. Yeah. Because Derek has like 4 different businesses. And I'm like, I'm like, let's go. That's the type of person I am. I'm like, you want to do something? Let's do it right now. I'm ready.
And it would suck if someone else broke the story, because that was a huge story. Right.
No one was going to. We were one of 3 people to know. Me and Derek, So what was happening at the same time that we were sitting on it, though, was like some of the most famous shit that that Brian Johnson was being a part of. And I think namely the UFC thing. I always bring this up, but I think this is where he was really at the pinnacle of his pop culture kind of facade. Was at UFC. They're like, oh, look, there's Halle Berry and there is, George Clooney and there's the Liver King. And you're like, whoa, dude, like this guy is now he's, leapfrogged into pop culture and like getting on every podcast and doing everything. He was everywhere, and we were sitting on this thing where we knew what we were going to do eventually. It came down, and we spent probably, I remember one session where we got on Zoom and we stayed on Zoom. We got on Zoom at like noon, my time. And then we got off of Zoom at like 9 p.m. We were literally on for 9 hours straight working on this script and what we were going to do. When we press publish, we knew the thing was going to explode. But it exploded so hard that Derek was here in Austin. It was so funny. He was here in Austin. He was doing Rogan. So me and him, we went to the gym.
Is that the first time you met him in person?
Yeah. And we went to the gym and me and Derek walked up to the front desk. And we were just saying like, blah, blah, blah. We were just talking to the front desk. And I don't know what came up, but the front desk guy was like, yeah. And like something like blah, 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 Liver King, right? Because the name Liver King and the scandal was so big at this point that people were just trying to like make jokes and shit like you would about Biden or whatever.
Right.
He didn't know that Derek and I were the fucking creators of that.
From 15 minutes earlier before it published. Right.
Before you headed there.
Well, it was like probably 2 days, but they didn't even, the people in the gym got their information from Barstool Sports, got it from, fucking Vanity Fair, from Rolling Stone. Like they didn't get it from Derek from More Plates, More Dates and Zack Telander. That was the craziest thing. Like I actually didn't get that much exposure from this thing. And
I watched it and I didn't even know you made it until I saw that Joe Rogan clip on your Instagram account.
Right. Because it popped up and then everyone took it, which is fine. I don't care. Like it was just crazy to be a part of something like that. So yeah.
The way I heard the story is Derek hired you to edit the charlatan piece. But you outlined the whole thing?
Pretty much, yeah. But Derek, there was a point where like, I was like, hey man, are we going to do this thing still? Like, because he was busy doing shit. And then he spent like an ungodly amount of time writing this script for his parts, which is a decent, massive chunk.
Right.
And then him and my editor and I were just going bing, 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 just like trying to figure this thing out, getting draft after draft after draft. But like he definitely, he put in a fuckload of work for this thing, like serious amounts of work.
That's exactly what I was looking for, Caleb. 4.7 million views
on an hour-long video too. That's the wild part, right?
Absolutely nuts, dude.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
And we knew it was going to bang. We knew it. But anyways,
I bet you it has crazy retention time too.
My conclusion to all of this is actually quite sympathetic to Brian Johnson. And
have you met him yet?
No, I haven't. But I
didn't expect you to say that.
I've said this on other podcasts before. That like,
please then say
something
new, fresh, something fresh. Please,
well, no.
Put a twist on it.
I'm a very empathetic person, and it is likely to a fault. If somebody can like look me in the eyes and be genuinely sad, like there's nothing I can do. I have to take them back. It's just I have to do it. And I feel as though like deep down there's a person inside of Brian Johnson who I just haven't seen. That is upset and also incredibly deeply flawed. And the reason why that's so effective to me is because I feel that deep down there's a person inside Zack Telander who's upset and deeply flawed and working on these things. And what happens is he was so large, both figuratively and literally, that this idea of this person struggling inside him, he could easily just shove it down and replace it with this fame. And that's what happened. And, you
may have saved his life. You and Derek may have saved his life.
So
yeah, like set him free. That video could have set him free.
You may have,
dude, we were sitting there and I was like, you know what, man, like this guy honestly probably has some sort of sense of relief now,
Fuck yeah.
And honest to God, like, I don't, it's tough, right? Because I think I went after his character and who he is as a person.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, the part you made was the part that kind of frustrated me the most, just because I know him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I text with them and I would say I'm friends with them. And that part hurt me because when he originally came on my podcast, I wanted him on before he was the Liver King. I tried to bring him on as Brian Johnson before he even had the Liver King Instagram account, because I knew that I had heard the stories that he had saved his kids' lives through a carnivore diet. And that's where I was kind of barking. And he said, hey, I'm way too shy and I don't know how to talk in public.
Right.
So when I saw him go down this other route and I saw him call him a charlatan, that stung me. But I'm not hating on you, by the way. I get it.
Hey, by the way, Sevan, I'm a grown ass man and I can take disagreement and take people criticizing me and because I'm my own biggest critic, so I don't mind at all.
And it was a beautiful edit.
Yeah, it was a great video.
Brutal.
So look, my thing with the charlatans is that there is a point. It's like an event horizon where there's no turning back, where you become the charlatan, and before that, you're just a salesman. You're just making a buck.
Like Elizabeth Holmes, what would you say about her?
Yes, exactly.
She went too far, like she started off good,
but
and then
there is a turning point.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a turning point at which you can make things right and not be a charlatan, and you just go past it and you just solidify yourself. That's what happened with Brian Johnson. Yes, he probably absolutely is onto something here with this way of life. He absolutely has helped his children. He's an incredibly motivating guy. He stands for so much and he does the right thing so many times. But the lie became just as important, if not more important, to what made him famous as the thing that he wanted to make him famous.
Fucking
and
great
that's
point.
That's what made him the charlatan. That's Derek and I sat on this thing and we're like, look, you could right now, Derek, just pull up the emails, read them, one take. This will get 3 million views.
Yeah.
But if you want to make a difference and change things, we have to talk about how the Liver King and the lie enveloped with each other and the process at which it happened, because it will happen again. It has happened in the past. It will continue to fucking happen. And I sat with this for a long time. I was like, how the fuck are we going to do this? One of the things he said was, I want to be at this level of fame at this time. When you say that, when you utter that, when you put that into the universe, you are essentially saying that the message is not important. It is the place. It is where that this marker is important to me. So by doing so, like, you're circumventing all of the things that you actually cared about, and you're becoming this this caricature. You're becoming this, we called him a WWE fight, actor, essentially. And all that's left behind is the charlatanism.
Yeah.
The thing, the tenets, if you will, of charlatans are the sacred knowledge, in-group, out-group, and salesmanship. And there's a few others that I have in there, like jargon is a really good one. Weaponized specificity is another term that I came up with. That's another good one. But those are the things that, like, in the right formula, done the right way, the law for a long enough time, that's what makes you a charlatan. And Brian Johnson, sadly enough, did all of those things. And I was able to point out every single way in which he did it. Right? It's like at some point, you're sitting there doing these things as a charlatan. At some point, you're like, nah, fuck it. We'll just do it anyways. My audience isn't really real. There's 3 million of them. How could I, you just fucking do it. Fuck it. And we all make these decisions because, I have, almost like 80,000 Instagram followers, almost 200,000 YouTube subscribers. Certain points I go like, fuck it. Like, I got to make a buck, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. So there's certain aspects where I do make those decisions, but if you make them enough, people are going to start to notice and they're going to start to point out those flaws.
Wish someone would do that to LeBron. Good morning.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Good morning, Sevanistas. Sevan times Zach. I think it should be a plus sign, but we'll get to that later. Equals best mashup. Sevan Zach needs to be a regular on the show. Love his content. Has great energy. Good dude. I know we're in the courtship process. Like, you're asking me to fuck him already, and I haven't even fucking gotten his shirt off.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Come on.
Yeah, regular already. My goodness.
Coming that hot.
I appreciate you, Mike. Thank you.
What do you think? Basically, let's. I think we could go down the line. He tried this experiment out on his kids. It worked. Let's presume he's following all the tenets because all the people who've gone out and visited him, seem to be to say that, like, hey, I did the thing where you pull the sled and I saw where he sleeps on the wood and we ate a bunch of fucking balls. And let's say he's living that lifestyle. What does he do to come back stronger? Does he have to sit down in person with you and Derek, you think? What's the media play on him coming back stronger, being the role model he wants to be and being the change he wants to be in the world?
He has to be able to separate the body from the message because that's what he glued them together, and that's where the lie began.
Yeah.
The moment he came out of the water with the kettlebells and showed off his body that was absolutely unnatural and claimed it as natural, that is where everything started to go downhill. And if he continues to be this caricature with a bunch of muscles, I personally will not take him seriously or the message that he's saying seriously. Now, it might be able to get out to other people who might do research and do other things. It's like one of these, it's like casting this massive net and so many, things. Sorry, my chart, I got to plug in my computer. Casting this massive net and like hoping that, some people stick around and do the research.
I wonder if he's still slaying business wise.
Oh, he absolutely has to be. Mark was telling me that he runs like the desiccated supplement industry in America. Like he runs it. Like basically, like the other people who are selling it, it's their product. It's his product. If you want, like, if I wanted to get desiccated, products, it would be very difficult for me to not go through Brian Johnson.
Right.
So he cornered that market in that.
Yeah. He's slaying, he's crushing, he's very good business-minded guy. Like all of these things, guys, like this is the thing. I can compliment him in fucking 10 different ways, but it's the combination of all of those together.
Yeah.
And this thing, that's where he falls, right?
Yeah, boy. And you kind of said it because like it was almost like the lie became more famous than the person.
Exactly.
Right? Because every person you came in contact with that new Liver King, the very first question that came out was like, so what do you think? You think the guy's natural or what? What do you think? In like that conversation. So once that conversation was gone and concluded, then it's like, is there enough left to keep that fame going?
Hey, he's kind of hating. I think I saw a post, not this one, but where he's hating on anabolics now. Where he's saying it's not one, like you can't take it and be ancestral. Have you seen that?
No.
But look, I think look at this. If only Liver King 2.0 could go back in time and give my predecessor a pep talk, I tell him that in 60 days you'll feel better, look better, and function better. He wouldn't believe it, but I tell him anyway that you're going to hit all-time PRs because that's what happens when you stop hiding in a cave, or when Zach and Derek shine a light in there.
Well, look, the idea of like, look. People are the most common take is if you take a bunch of anabolics and you go off of them, let's say you have some sort of post cycle and then you go completely off of them, it's going to be very, very arduous and brutal. Now, if he is able to be like, hey, I'm okay with this new version of myself. I won't be as big and bulky and I won't be as strong. And and if he's settled and he is comfortable in his life, it is absolutely possible for a guy who's tough in the mind. And we know that he is. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's a big if. It is not suggested for someone who's been using TRT and above dose for that long to go completely off. It's not. People are going to say, hey, this is going to suck. You know, your balls might never come back. Like, this is just, and this is scientific, guys. This isn't me for like fucking joking. Like, this is exactly what will happen. And that's like the most common take, right? But I think he can do that if he actually put his mind to it. And it's another challenge. And it could, honest to God, be fun. Like, I have a friend.
It's fun to watch.
I have a friend who's doing that. His name's Pete Rubish. Caleb, absolutely, you have to pull up Pete Rubish on YouTube. You pull up some of his deadlifts. So this guy, let me play this really quick. Yeah, play it.
I think, and then we'll go to Pete Rubish. Let's see.
Yeah,
this Liver King 2.0 Natty as Fuck weekly confessional. It's been 59 days, Natty. One more day to celebrate 60. I'm finishing my 8th week, and I'm doing fucking amazing. Liver King 2.0 will crush.
I hear him talk about all that back fat stuff and those pathologies. I'm like, okay, he's that's the flawed part you're talking about, right?
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
everywhere.
That's the part that I'm like, oh my God, give me more. I want more. That's like, as being the person that I am, who's like I said, forgiving to a fault. Yeah. Holy fuck, give me that. Give me more of it. That, like, especially as someone with a show, with a podcast, like, you got to absolutely fiend for shit like that. For people coming on and being real about their pathologies, like you say, like, that's what we're looking for. Give me that.
How about that movie that Mark Bell's brother made? It's got to be one of the greatest movies, fiction or nonfiction, of all time.
Bigger, Faster, Stronger.
Yeah,
Chris Bell, dude. I talk to Chris Bell all the time.
Yeah, one of the great. I need to have him on or ask him to come on. One of the greatest movies ever, and basically he points the finger at Hogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger for getting us all kind of like fucked up in the head of what a man should look like.
Right.
And basically you're revisiting that in that video. You're revisiting
dude,
that.
Derek revisits it all the fucking time. And it's one of the messages that he has that people do not really pay attention to, but it's kind of it's like par for the course if you're doing a lot of like natty or not type of stuff, is like the main message here is like, we don't actually give a fuck if people are taking steroids. In fact, more power to you. If you live a good life, a healthy life, and you do take steroids, like, that's still very difficult. That is still incredibly impressive. I personally think that's still impressive, but it's the unrealistic expectations of the male physique that is incredibly damaging, especially, and this is a sidetrack here, but my roommate is making a book right now. He's writing a book called The Mating Crisis. He's got an incredibly successful podcast called Modern Wisdom. His name is Chris Williamson.
That dude's your roommate?
That's my roommate. Every day I wake up.
Smaller world.
Yeah.
Come on.
So
I've been on. I know Chris.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's crazy. Tell him I said hi.
I will.
What a small world. Wow.
So this is something that attributes to the mating crisis, which we will deal with all of the effects of this in 10 years from now. You know, this the typical red pillar shit. I don't know if you know much about red pill stuff. It's like pickup artistry type of shit. So, but red pill stuff leads to misogyny, and basically women are the object, and men, you need to go attack your prey and shit. And that's bullshit. He kind of combats that, but he does say like, hey, men need some sympathy here because something's happening.
I've never heard of red pill having anything to do with pickup artist or misogyny.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. So red pill. I've never heard. So that. Red pill could be like political, meaning like red. Yeah. Oh, I took the red pill and now I'm like Republican. But it is mainly red pill comes from pickup artistry. And that's like the mating, the idea of like women are determining it's like a battle. We are battling against women. They are the object type of thing. Yes. Okay. So anyways, that was
What?
a big sidetrack, but
Wait. Let me see the title of this. I bet you this is the New York Times or the Washington Post. This is it. Let me see the title. Let me see this. Or Forbes or one of those shit rags. Let me see what rag this is.
Nope. Look,
Forward therapy.
That's
but
it. That's it.
Sevan, it is important though that we are able to be in the middle on this.
Okay.
So look, whether it is some shit rag saying, "Hey, red pill is not the way," they're kind of right.
Okay.
Because this idea that like women are the enemy for simply succeeding in this world now and men not succeeding is not the case.
Never even thought of that, by the way, in my entire life until you just said it. Never even heard that concept, that idea.
There is an abundance of stats that show that women are succeeding and men are not now.
Fair.
And this is very new. Okay. There are more men dropping out of college than ever before. There are more women going to college.
Yes.
There are more women. Women are making more money in inner cities from the ages of 20 to 30 than men are. Entry level and otherwise. That has never happened before.
I could see
these are somewhat good things, right? Because before that, women stay home, don't make money, you're dumb, all that shit, right? Now we have this. What we need is not men being like, "Hey, something's wrong here. Men need to be on top." No, we need sympathy for the fact that, hey, this thing that we thought was necessary is actually damaging in certain ways. And that's what Chris's book is bringing to the fray. And what this whole thing with Liver King and Derek from More Plates, More Dates and myself, we're just trying to pinpoint like, hey, this unrealistic expectation of what men are and men should be and should look like from Arnold and Sylvester Stallone and what have you, that's bullshit. And that's actually incredibly damaging. It's incredibly damaging to the 18-year-old kid who doesn't have anything to look forward to in their fucking life. And they see someone like that and they're taking drugs or they're not, or they're claiming natural. And they're like, "Oh, well, I can't be that. Might as well stay home, do video games and porn." Right. And then that leads to even more increasing of this problem in the mating crisis. This is ultimately what attracts me so much. Like, this is what, like, yeah, I'm just a fitness channel or whatever. But if I look at my demographics, I'm 24 to 35-year-old males. 65% is 25 to 34 or 24 to 35-year-old males. And like 50% of them are American. So when I speak, I'm speaking to those guys, and I can't help but have some level of sympathy towards them and try to raise them up in some way and give them something to latch onto. I just went to the Arnold this past weekend. I can't tell you how many dudes went up to me and they're just like, "Dude, you're just such a motivation. Like, I watched one of your videos and it like pulled me out of a rut and like all this shit." I'm like, fuck, this is it. This is my mission. This is all I want to do. That's it for me. Like, and so it doesn't have to just stem through like, "Hey guys, this is me training today," like, which is fun to do. And I do that every once in a while. And sometimes people just want to, eat their lunch and watch that. But the reality is like, how can I help the most people that I can? Because like, that seems like a pretty, like, that benefits my morale. Like, I'm getting something out of that, You
kind of lost me. I want to go back and ask you this question here real quick. So you think that the Liver King falls under that category of the Arnold and the Hogan? I was asking
absolutely.
that. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Or yes.
Meaning giving unrealistic expectations to men.
Yes.
See,
like, look, all he does is show off his body and what his body does. To say that that's not an important part of his message, like, prove it. Because as of right now, when people see him, they see themselves and they say, "Wow, I'm now nowhere near that." And body dysmorphia as a male is very serious. It's very serious, just like it's very serious for a female. It leads to anorexia. It leads to a host of pathologies that will affect your life and the lives of the people around you. That's ultimately like the biggest issue that we have here. He claims that there are men, committing suicide at higher and higher rates, and yet he's feeding the very thing that's causing that. And I'm not, that was a pretty damning thing I just said about him, but the conceptually it's true. It's like the idea
his story could he be even bigger if he gets off and he keeps us close and he tells us the story. It could be even bigger. He could actually be.
How fucking amazing would that
be? The only story that's relevant. It could be that someone.
We all love a redemption story, and we. Fuck, I'm on board, bro.
Yeah.
And
the
thing,
opportunity.
Look, this is the idea. The thing with Andrew Tate that people fucking did not get at all, right? Some of the things he said about men struggling were true. Absolutely. But there's videos of him laughing about the fact that he's scamming men. Like there's a video of him saying, talking about one of his women that he had on webcam, and he taught and he ran a lot of the webcams. Like he did a lot of the speaking for them.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that he said was like, hey, I need to get out of the country. So can you send me some money so I can go to the embassy, get a passport, blah, blah, blah. The guy's like, fine, here you go. Take the $5,000 or whatever. A month goes by and he's like, what the hell? Like, she's like, I went to the embassy and there was a bunch of problems. And then he goes, fuck you. You're scamming me, blah, blah, like you piece of shit. You're taking my money from me. And then Andrew Tate says, and you know what I say back to them? I say, oh, you're just like every other guy. I thought you were different. I thought you were much more empathetic to me, but it turns out you're just like every other guy. Then they leave and then they end up coming back and they give me more of their money. That's exactly what Andrew Tate said.
Dude,
I've
that's
heard
an
that.
outright
Just so you
fucking
know,
scam.
just so you know, that's the entire. But there's a million men out there doing that. When you talk, if you're a dude and you think you're talking to a woman online, something is seriously wrong with you. You have lost your shit.
Right. This is the man that claims that he's helping men. That's the ultimate fucking problem. Fuck Andrew Tate.
That's interesting.
This is the man right here. Every argument that anyone makes is talking about his talking points. No, his actions are shit. And beyond that, like, dude, the women that he beats and torments, I don't give a fuck what people think. Like, oh, these women, they're making these decisions themselves. I don't give a fuck. A woman can make 10 million shitty decisions. She doesn't deserve to be tormented.
He was beating women.
Oh yeah, dude. Beating them, fucking with them, like doing crazy shit to them because he quote unquote owned them. Like that. I don't understand why no one ever made those arguments. They're undeniable to me. I want to help men. This guy doesn't want to help men. That's simple.
Hey, what do you think? Let me get to this real quick. Extra sloppy just got here. Zach is a good dude. Got to say hi at Wadapalooza. Awesome. Cool. Oh, yeah. Extra sloppy again. Wow. Or maybe transparency would lead more people to use PEDs.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Maybe if The Rock is on them and kids want them, want what he has, they feel like it's okay. I'm super on the fence about PED transparency.
I am too, man. I don't know the answer.
What do you think? I'm trying to flesh out this idea of yours about men and women. What about this idea, and I stand behind it pretty firmly, that women have been, not just women, society's been completely duped into thinking that women should be men and that there's some value in going to Harvard or Stanford or making a living, when really the greatest gift a woman has is making babies, raising a family, and that it should be revered. Especially when I see all the fucking lies that come out of all these public institutions. I mean, Harvard is a complete shithole. When I see someone who comes out of there now, I just think that they're a fucking brainwashed liar. And there's tons of evidence to show that, endless evidence to show that.
Well, yeah,
look up stem cell research in Harvard and just look at just all the fucking, it's endless bullshit. Why not elevate women to what that they're capable of? I'm trying to see where you fall on the fence of that.
Right.
Like, hey, so there's an incredible power in being a mom. Why have we made it something bad? This gift that women have.
It's the pendulum swing, right? It's
okay. Do you agree with that, or are you like, no, fuck that? Women should be making money and
it's the free love pendulum swing. Okay. And the biggest thing here is that women have a biological clock and men kind of don't. Okay. So their lifespan in order to be professionals and be a mother is very short. So what we've done is we've propped up this idea that women need to be professionals, and that's the way that they're going down, and they're going to be boss bitches and so on and so forth. Or women are going to be a peon because they're a mother, or, that we've made this a downtrodden term. When I think that it's this big, like I said, the free love pendulum swing. If we swing it so far to where we demonize women for having children, like, yeah, that's fucking wrong, right? There's something incredibly powerful about a mother that no man could ever replicate. And that is so unbelievably respectful and undeniably important to this world, right? But I also think that women are incredible professionals, very, very good professionals, and are incredibly capable in this way. And that the potential for a woman to have a child should not go in the way of that potential. There are like, and this is one of those things that I guess you kind of have to realize them and see them in person.
I'll tell you this. I think it is extremely sad for a woman who misses the opportunity to raise a child. So to have birth to a child in her front yard, in the grass,
front yard,
the baby crawl up to the titty and start milking, and raise that child till it's 15 years old. I don't think that there's any amount of play. I don't think there's any success that Kamala Harris has or any enjoyment that could match the success my wife or the happiness my wife has. They just can't. And I just think the media is totally missing out on that.
Yeah,
it's just fucking crazy. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you demonize that. I'm just saying that it's so fucking profound to raise, and it's spiritually the greatest thing that could ever happen to you too. You've created the ultimate mirror.
So no doubt about it. I agree. Yeah. I think.
Is your mom still alive, Zach?
Yes.
Yeah.
I no doubt. I think having children is like, that's it for me. That's, and I agree with you, but I must take some level of middle ground here. Yeah. I think that the way that life goes from being born all the way to you're 18, your development individually is really slow, and it's really hindered due to a lot of the societal structures we have. And so by the time you're a woman and you've graduated college, you've done nothing.
Yeah.
You've done absolutely nothing. And you could be an incredibly talented and gifted individual.
Like the best you can hope for when you graduate is be the star of the lacrosse team.
Exactly.
Or an Olympian. Who gives a fuck?
You've never, ever been able to flex that. Ever.
Right.
Now, men, we have 25 years to do so. We have 25 years to start flexing our individual muscles, to be like, hey, I can do this thing. I can do this thing. Even later than that, it's just 25 years after about 45, we're not going to be incredibly attractive to, women who can, bear children.
Right.
If we have a ton of status, then that can help with that. But men don't have that pressure to be like, men have no pressure. They can be like, oh, I can kind of sit back, try a few things. I could work a shitty job here, a shitty job there. Oh, I found my niche. Let me build that up. That didn't work. Okay, let me try another one. Women are like, all right, sweetheart, you got 5 years. You better pick the right thing and do what you want. And then that biological clock is going to be, it's ticking. So that's where it's like, okay, well, go to college, get out of college, know your place, woman, go, be a mom. That's not right. There has to be something that's fixing that in some way, something that allows for the proliferation of women. It has to.
Let me propose this. This to you.
I'll just say one last thing.
Go ahead.
This is I come from a family of women, and, I date women. I'm currently dating a woman who's incredibly talented. And she's about to turn 30, and obviously biological clock is ticking.
It's ticking. Yep.
Yeah. We're very serious about
Is that her?
That's not her.
No, it's cool, dude. I'm cool. You should know by now.
No
I'm
judgment,
cool.
brother. No judgment.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
I love
chill,
how we were
Zach.
so serious.
Zach, be chill. Is that your mom?
Oh, we got the Pornhub intro. God damn.
Hey, we're getting him back again, guys. We just killed it with that one. He will be back, just so you know. He will be.
We're home. I'm home for Christmas, and we're playing this game where everyone has like a question in their hands. It's like a card game, and you hand it to the person, and they pick the question that they want to answer or something like that. And my mom was up, and she was the one answering the questions. And one of the questions she decided to answer was, "What's one of her biggest regrets?" And she said, and this was really a kind of a life-changing thing that she said, and it happened, during a fucking game during Christmas. And she's like, "It's not something that I regret, but I was never allowed to play sports, and it absolutely ruined me. All I ever wanted to do was be an athlete, and I wasn't allowed to."
Where was your mom raised? What state?
Illinois, but
Okay.
she went to high school in the early 60s.
How old's your mom?
She's 70 something.
Okay.
I'm not entirely, it's
Closer
weird
to
that
80 or 70?
Closer to 70.
Okay. You have older siblings?
Yes, 3 older sisters. They all played sports all through high school. They were total jocks. And my mom was never allowed to do that. In fact, in high school, she had to, if they did quote unquote telephone meets where you would race in your pool, and the coaches would call each other on the phone, and they would give each other the times to see because women were not allowed to race against each other. They were not allowed to partake in sports. It just wasn't what happened. And then she went to college. She could have been, if Title IX had happened, she would have been easily on any sports team, no question, but they just didn't have it.
Not anymore. Dudes will push her off the team, but
I heard that, and I was like, fuck, dude, fuck. So whatever ailments we had now, like, are they as strong as the ailments women had at that time? And I would argue probably not, but they're still there, and they still need to be talked about. How about that? I'm the soft lefty in this fucking conversation.
you could
how
become
crazy is that? That is fucking bonkers.
You could become the most successful woman in the world, and the hypothetical character, not you. Well, no, you can't. In my world, you cannot. I don't. But in this world, you could.
That's what I mean. I don't know how I would have done in the CrossFit Open if I was a woman. Push-ups would have gotten me, but I still would have done pretty well. Would have won the cluster workout. So
I don't mind women doing whatever. You do whatever the fuck you want. I don't think that. I don't believe that about men. Like for example, I don't care if women use the men's restroom. I don't think men should use the women's restroom. I don't really give a fuck what women do. I want them to be able to do anything that they want to do. Here's the fucked up part. I just think that my mom is a very, 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 very successful attorney. Lots of huge names, big cases, saved her money well, became wealthy, did it all but in hindsight, I think if you asked her if she could do it again, she'd have rather raised her kids. But she didn't know that, because that's not what you were supposed to do, right? She was in that era of and you're right. The other people might be like, I'm sure there's a shitload of moms out there who raised their kids for 20 years, right? And then they're like, fuck, I wish I would have taken.
I don't think there are
a profession.
I don't think there are as many.
And that's the part that bums me out. Is that's your fucking family?
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that looks fun.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's a lot of kids. Where are you? I don't see you in there. Front left.
Yeah. I don't even have any tattoos. That's way long ago.
God, that's a great picture. Hey, who's that in the center? That looks like Jolie Gentry. That lady's hot. Who's that?
That's my oldest sister.
Oh, yeah, she looks great. She does fitness too. She
runs classes and stuff, fitness classes. So
yeah, so the only part that trips me out is we've gotten to this spot where I feel like women should be so proud. Every woman should feel like I don't know. I don't want women to miss out on it and think like, hey, you need to become some sort of executive, or you need to compete with men. You fucking don't. You're already got some shit going on that's so fucking dope. Roll with it. Roll with it.
It's like, dude, women have serious talents. They fucking do, dude. And
are you gonna marry your current girlfriend?
I mean, no, that's a fantastic question. It's a worthwhile question. You don't just hang out with someone for over a year and don't consider that. So yeah, I mean, if all goes well, that would be the plan.
Why did your mom have kids? Did you ever ask her that?
I didn't. I think she had kids late. She had kids her first kid at 31. Then she had one at 33. Then she had one at 36. And then she accidentally had one at 40. And
that's
me.
you?
Yeah.
My wife had our first kid at 39 and our twins at 43.
Anything's possible, but it's
CrossFitter, no IVF, just raw dogging.
And my mom was, pretty, she's pretty much a lefty at this point, very, very lefty.
My whole family is, my whole world is. It's a shame.
Our whole state is.
But
my whole state is. It's so sad.
Yeah. And look, again,
what happened to you? Are you lefty?
So here's my evolution politically. I moved to Texas, but that actually didn't have an effect on my switching. Oh, I'm in a red state, got to turn red. It was like, no, I actually moved to Texas and I got involved in YouTube. So consuming more YouTube, I consumed more alternative media. And I just saw some free thinking people, obviously back in 2016, it was Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and all these big names. But again, that was a pendulum swing. It was like me going all the way to the right. And what I like to do now is actually challenge all of those righty ideas, all of them. Because just like you can't sit on the left and call millions of people a bunch of idiots, you can't sit on the right and call millions of people a bunch of idiots. And so today, I'm not really challenging you, Sevan, am I? I don't think so. But yet
I feel something. But
it's
I feel something.
I still want
I hugged you. You're like hugging Dave Castro a little bit. You're a little prickly. Like you're part cactus. I always tell Dave, you're like a fucking cactus.
Yeah, but that keeps things interesting, right?
Yeah,
if I was just a nice warm hug, you could use it every once in a while, but you want a little something to fight against, a little push pull here.
Hey, what do your parents think about? It's interesting that it's interesting that you use YouTube. What do you say? So normally I would say if someone their views start leaving the left and becoming more, let's say, libertarian, I would say they got red pilled. But you're saying that's improper vernacular. What do you use?
I guess red pilled could be right, but there's actually, I don't know if you've heard black pill. There's also white pill.
Yeah.
There's also the purple pill. This is all just 4chan fucking backboards speak that has made it to the mainstream. I just think more free thinking rather than rooting for a home team. And that's what my mom does. She'll put on MSNBC or CNN and she'll root for the home team.
Yeah.
Just a lot of people will put on Fox and they'll put on Tucker Carlson and they'll root for the home team. It's
right.
I'm not interested in that fucking shit at all. I watch people that I disagree with consistently on YouTube. I watch them. I think it's interesting. I do not, it frustrates me a little bit, but then at the same time, I'm like, I'm just going to go live my life. One of the guys that I've been watching a lot of is somebody who, Sevan, you would fucking hate.
Who's that?
Hassan Piker.
Is he the Young Turks guy?
Yes. Well, not Young Turks. He is, he's, the Young Turks love him. Hassan Piker or Hassan Abi on Twitch. He's a streamer and he's my age too, which is kind of interesting. I watch a ton of his shit. That's a weird photo to post. I watch a ton of his shit and yet I will sit there and disagree with most of it. But for some reason it's kind of compelling. It's just compelling.
And he is Turkish. That's fucking incredible.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of, that's just my evolution politically. I know that we've gone off here. One thing I've had this little resurgence in CrossFit. This is a total segue into something else. I've had this resurgence into CrossFit and I spoke on this a little bit on Hiller's show. And what I like is seeing people that are just very matter of fact. It's like, okay, CrossFit's here. It's been here. It's going to stay here. Let's sit down and assess things from whatever point. We're not just Kool-Aid drinking smile guys. And I'm like, why the fuck aren't there any of those people? And then, in comes Hiller, in comes Sevan's show. I'm like, oh, here you fuckers are, So I feel like it's kind of fun to have this way of speaking about CrossFit. What's so funny to me is I will shit on CrossFit on my channel, but I will always come from a position of love. And people don't understand that. They think, all these CrossFitters think like, fuck you, man. Like you don't like CrossFit. Or if I say the other thing, I'm like, hey, by the way, a CrossFitter snatching over 300 pounds and then being the fastest 500-meter runner, aka Guy Mayeros or whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking cool. That's objectively cool. I don't give a fuck if he's a CrossFitter or otherwise. That's objectively cool. People are like, oh, Zach's drinking the CrossFit Kool-Aid again. You know, it's like,
even what Adam Klink did running.
Oh yeah,
I had that Adam Klink. Is nuts.
I had Adam Klink on Lift Companion. He's here in Austin. I fucking love nuts. Adam. Yeah, like that's the shit where I'm like, it's so fun to be in that because, dude, I just did the open. I posted it to my YouTube channel. People are freaking out. People are like, yeah, this is me, my buddy Dylan, and Adam squatting. People are freaking out. They're like, oh, Zach's like back on CrossFit or becoming the thing that he hates. It's like, I never said that I hate CrossFit. I just criticize it.
God, you're fucking huge. How tall are you?
6'4".
Fuck, you look taller.
Asia Barto, baby.
Are you friends with him too?
No.
Does he live in Austin?
Asia Barto? I don't know. But he was one of my guys.
Shit.
I'm friends with Brent Fikowski. That's my big good friend in the games. And
I could see you being related to him. You kind of look like him a little bit.
Oh, that is a big compliment.
Yeah, you kind of look like him. Your face. Maybe it's just the mustache. Zach, any interest? This is from Trish. In investigating the swinging world of seniors in RV parks, DM me.
Bro, I love how you have meta content. This is what I coin as meta content, Sevan. It's like you have this inside joke that just keeps fucking coming in and coming in. It makes your collective so strong. Trish, you are a gem. Trish, I understand the Trish lore, very surface level, but I understand the Trish lore, and I'm fucking here for it. So I will be DMing you. I will be, coming through a swing party.
Dude, that video would fucking hit.
Oh shit. Zach down at the trailer park.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
God. Trish, you're amazing. Trish has an Instagram.
Yes, Trish does. We have quite some characters in this chat here.
Good.
Jeff Bako, this guy is in his 40s dating a gal who isn't 30 yet, and he is criticizing Tate. No, this guy's he's 30.
32.
He's 30, dating a 30-year-old.
What is he talking about?
Come on, Jeff.
And he's criticizing Tate? that has anything to do with it?
Yeah.
The Champs mother's in the house. Shannon Medeiros, good morning. Almost time to go to the gym.
As in Justin Medeiros' mother?
Yes. Hey, and I only showed you that to show off. I just showed now I'm just showing off.
Just a little flex.
Okay. I apologize.
I met Justin at the Rain booth in
How does this account only have 260 followers? I don't even think you're a real Sevan Podcast listener if you don't follow this. You're crazy.
Yeah, you're absolutely out of your mind.
Trish is crazy. She evolved too. I remember when I was doing that episode in Barcelona, she paid $3 for me to lick the screen. And now she's come a little more mild-mannered. Look, there I am. She clipped something in that too.
Hey, this dude's friends with the Liver King, and now he's putting pressure on you. Alan Kestenbaum, $2. Zach never said he is going to marry her.
Yeah, but look at Alan. He's got a proposal picture as his icon, so he's all about that shit. That's a biased opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Alan's rooting for the home team there, dude. That's all.
Oh, great.
Hey, so you met Justin. Where did you meet Justin?
So at the Rain booth in Columbus, and I told him, I'm like, hey, dude, we made a few jokes about you on my show. Just like they're for fun. I love you. And he's like, oh, blah, 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 see ya. And then walked away. He was like super high energy, bouncy kind of guy. And just
he's great.
Out. Yeah, he's fucking incredible, insanely talented guy. But I think it was one of my Instagram posts. I'm like, because I was doing the open, and the co-host Dylan Cooper is like, what's this about you becoming a CrossFit? I'm like, yeah, you know, Justin Medeiros better watch the fuck out, dude.
Yeah.
And then I was telling him, basically, I call him every night in the middle of the night. I call Justin Medeiros and I go, you better watch out, bitch. And he's like, who the fuck is this? But he doesn't say fuck. Who the frick is this?
Yes.
And I go, it's your worst fucking nightmare, dude. I'm coming for you.
Zack Telander. Zack Telander. Is Dylan Cooper your homeboy?
Oh yeah, we could get him on. I mean, he's doing a seminar right now in South Dakota.
What's he teach?
Weightlifting.
And do you teach seminars also?
I haven't in like a year, but yeah, I've done like almost 100.
And
Yeah.
are you full time? Do you have a job like at Barnes and Noble, or are you fucking full time on the Zack Telander?
Barnes and Noble.
I'm a volunteer at Barnes and Noble. They no, I basically committed to I was doing this is if anyone gives a shit and you want to get into this industry, the best thing you can offer is services, which is coaching. So remote services are the easiest way to get into kind of getting away and like being online and online presence. You do coaching, remote coaching, and it's actually quite easy to get that going. You go up to a friend in real life and you say, hey, I have a certification or I want to get involved in coaching. Can I coach you? The guy's like, okay, that sounds interesting. It's like, I'll program for you. All you have to do is follow it. And it'll be like $50 a month. The reason why you want that monetary exchange is so that you both have this committing
Accountability
aspect.
to it, so they do the program.
Exactly. You don't want to do it for free.
No.
Your first person, do not do for free. You need the accountability. Then you do that. You get the results, you show them, you blast it out on social media. Everyone goes, well, that's kind of cool. Let me do it too. You get like 10 clients. Wow. You got 10 clients at $50. You know, we know how this goes. Just explodes into something. Now, in order to really proliferate, you have to do content. So when you do content, you know, that's how you can start doing other things. And then the problem with services is that you actually have to give your time, the most valuable thing. So if you have 300 clients, you're giving a lot of time. You're making a lot of money and you're very successful, but you're working for that shit. And the goal in any profession is to like work less, do more, you know, to be able to accomplish more with less effort. Yeah. So for me, it's like, I'm finally able to not coach at all. I'm not coaching at all anymore. I'm just doing content. I'm doing sponsorships. I'm doing all of these things. I want to entertain. It's like, and I actually started in content. My content got big. Then I started coaching and then it got bigger and then I stopped coaching. Other people can start the other way where you start coaching and then build content from there. But I'm naturally just a creative person. Like for me, music is like much more important than any sort of fitness. Like if there was no music in the world tomorrow, or it was like, you know, I don't think I could live. That's how like it's much a part of my DNA.
What do you play?
I played drums, guitar, piano, sing, write
songs. Do you still?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you make any content around that at all?
Yeah, I have. I've got some stuff on YouTube. You can search. Go to, let's see, what's a good one?
What do you?
I forgot the name of this song. Jesus. I'm on Spotify too.
What do you think about men and oh, here we go. Oh shit. Oh, and that's how you're friends with Finn.
Yes.
And what was the name of that podcast?
I wouldn't say Passed by My Heart's not the one that I like the most. Yeah, his is well, supposed to be that's my favorite song.
Punk Rock NBA.
Yeah, he's great, dude. He's great. I DM'd him. He's like, "Oh man, I already watched your stuff." I'm like, "Oh shit, fuck yeah."
Oh shit, you really do play.
Yeah.
Remember me, how I'm supposed to be. There's a time when I'll be fine to take the leap. Press rewind to cross the lines I couldn't see. The one I loved before was mediocrity.
Is this the original song?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's the dude playing that slide thing?
It's one of my friends.
You have old people as friends?
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, how old are you, Sevan?
I'm 50.
You're my friend.
All right.
Fitty.
I'm 50. Wow. Hey, do you know we had a guy on the other day who was a tier 1 operator out of Canada, JTF2, and now he's in Nashville playing music. Dallas Alexander. You would probably like his music.
This
He'd
is
probably like your music.
This is my plan, dude. I'm gonna make an album. I did an EP, but I'm gonna make
What's an
album.
EP? What's an EP?
Sorry, LP, limited
Oh.
play. EP is extended play. LP is 3 to 6 songs. So I think I did 5 songs on my YouTube. Oh yeah, dude. See, this is the thing is like music is fantastic because like there's a timeline where you can be a pop star, right?
You probably got this guy on your podcast, by the way.
Dude, so I have a guy.
He got kicked out of the Canadian military for not taking the vaccine and refusing to wear a mask. And he's
funny how that aged.
He was a sniper.
It's funny how that shit aged. Like,
and he has the longest kill, Zach. He shot a guy from 3,500 meters. He has the longest kill in the world.
Whoa.
Yeah, you would like. Yeah, I'll introduce you to this guy too if you want afterwards.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
So one of my friends who I met down here, he won the Irish Voice back in 2012. And so I played a gig here. I was just like a open mic. And I played a song and I came off stage. It was my friend who came to watch and he brought him. And then he was like, oh yeah, I play some music. I'm like, oh, that's great. Like, blah, blah, blah. We kept chatting. I went home and he's like, yeah, you can check my stuff up on Spotify. I checked it out. I'm like, yo, this guy's fucking amazing. You came to my open mic and like I patronized you.
He's the next Bono.
Fucking amazing, dude. So he's sitting. I'm like, hey, Chris, you got to meet my friend, Pat. And so Chris and I are sitting outside, like on our, like in our yard. Pat comes, Pat's got a guitar. I'm like, Chris, just sit here and listen if you want. Pat starts playing one of his original songs and you could see Chris like looking down at his phone and then like looking up like, what the fuck? And then he starts videoing it. Like, there's something about this dude that I want him to make it so bad. He's that good. It's crazy. Dude.
What's his name?
Pat Byrne, Patbyrne. And you can go to his Spotify.
Is he on Instagram?
Yeah. Yep. Same thing. But yeah, so that's I guess I'm where I kind of segued was just saying like creatively speaking, that's where I'm creative and I'm not incredibly business minded. And so I've gone strictly to content. When you ask, do I work at Barnes & Noble? What do I do for a job? This is it. I create shit. That's
by the way, congratulations. That's really cool that you do that.
Yeah.
Why is there a pipeline of CrossFit to mid-Oli lifters? What does that mean? I don't understand the question. What does that mean? I don't even get that.
Mid is a slang term, Sevan. Mid means shitty. Mid means mediocre. Yeah.
Meaning people become CrossFitters, lazy CrossFitters become Oli lifters. That's what I always think.
Yeah, but you also have to be good at weightlifting, right? Like you have to have some promise there, and weightlifting progress can be kind of fun. Like, right? Like I can go into any CrossFit gym and look like a superhero because I can, snatch more than any of them and clean and jerk more than any of them. And I look like a superhero. Yet, the best CrossFitters are snatching the same shit that I'm snatching and clean and jerking the same shit that I'm clean and jerking. And that's where it's like, fuck, but that is a great question and a great point.
How does Trish know words like mid?
That's what I was going to say. She's got some
because she could be Gen Z.
Really?
You never know with Trish. You never know.
Or, Trish is what, 50?
I think Trish, I don't even know. I don't even know if Trish is a dude or I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Trish is 50, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 50. She's probably like 53.
Yes.
Lives in Arkansas somewhere.
Yes.
I like it. Yep.
She's on the internet quite a bit. She's on TikTok. She understands these terms.
She also enjoys bird watching. If you go to her Instagram, that's the link. Bird watching.
67.
I don't fucking know.
It's such a thing. Reveal yourself.
Josh, the God. Zach deserves all the credit he gets. One of the greatest minds and best people in the space.
Oh wow!
What space is that?
Internet
thank you so much.
Tell me about. I mean, you really are everywhere right now, in a good way too. Not in a not because you got busted for using steroids and selling supplements. Tell me about NickyRod and that whole thing. He's been on the show a few times. Matter of fact, I text him every month to try to get him back on. He's hard to get a hold of. But first of all, do you think he's natural?
Well,
No,
look,
that's not good.
even Craig Jones he's not skeptical, but he's like, it's nobody knows anything about anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like only the person inside knows what's really happening.
Right. Like I could have a swastika and wear a KKK mask, but no one in scream racial epithets, but no one really knows if I'm racist except for me. It could all just be an act.
A weird act.
It could be an act, and if no one sees it, no one will know.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, looking at him, he's just, a big dude. He's like 6'2", and he's got long arms, and he's got a lot of muscle. Like, that's it. Like, if you don't think that humans can exist like that, you're fucking out of your mind. Like, if you go to a collegiate football team, like, there's like 30 NickyRods. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. There's 30 dudes who look like that. Okay.
Did he say he used to do gear? Did he say he used to do it?
No. He said he never did because like the acne that he
on
had
his back
was just brutal. But look, hey, guess what? I could be wrong. I don't fucking know. I don't know this guy. I mean, like, I don't know what he does at home. I fucking don't know shit. No one knows anything about this guy. And
was
no one
it
ever
weird
will.
when you went to go? Is it weird being tall? Like, so there's this guy and he's a badass and he's NickyRod, and you go and meet him at the blood place to take his blood. Is it weird when does he know it's going to be you and it's going to be a guy that's 2 inches taller than him and 20 pounds heavier than him?
No, I mean, I
is
don't
that
think
always kind of weird? Like, hey, I know you're badass, but look, I'm a big dude too. Just weird, like two black guys passing each other in Disneyland, and it's all white people, and they're like, "Hey, is it like that?" You know what I mean? It's all fat white people and two buff black guys pass each other at Disneyland. They're like, "What are you doing?"
What the fuck? Yeah, I thought I was the only one here.
Oh, you date a fat black woman, a fat black white woman too?
Well,
wow, what a coincidence!
If I'm ever in the same breath of NickyRod's physique or size, then I'm happy.
Sure.
But that dude is a serious athlete.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy, and he's got a good head on his shoulders for this shit. He's got this air of him of like almost ignorance, which is like what you need. Not paying attention to fucking detractors or your opponents or anything. Just being like, I'm the fucking man. I'm the shit. Like, he's got that air about him. I can feel it, and I respect the shit out of it. And that's what you need. You absolutely need shit like that. I wish there was more of that in CrossFit. I don't know if you guys talk about this, but I'm sure that you have, and you do. I love the community aspect of CrossFit is so palpable. So is the community aspect of jiu-jitsu.
Right.
I just was talking to Khalipa on my podcast yesterday, and I was like, when you get finished rolling in jiu-jitsu, you stay on the mats for like 30 minutes. Almost everyone just stays on the mats and talks. Right? What other place are people doing that? Because if you look at like, F45 or Orange Theory or whatever the fuck, people are in and they're out.
Even my kids' class, all the kids stay and play for 15 minutes after the class.
People are in and out. What other place do people stick around? CrossFit. That means that there's something else there. There's some sort of bond that people have. And that's very interesting and it's very cool. But when you start to compete, fuck community, fuck like all that. I want to see killers, I want to see guys who are like, nah, fuck you. I'm going to win. Like, I didn't like Roman Krenikov talk some shit at some point. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to beat everyone. I'm going to win. Right. Or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I just go faster than them because they're not as fast as me. I'm going to beat them. Like, there's not enough of that shit.
Yeah.
Why not?
He doesn't even know what he's saying, though. He doesn't even know how he's just I don't think.
I think he's just, he's got that Russian autism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's got that. He's like, they're not concerned
Racist.
Why would they give a shit about your feelings, bro? This is a competition. I'm from out of town, man. I'm from hard ass Russia. Sorry, I don't speak your language literally and figuratively.
I had NickyRod's been on the show a couple times, and one time I was like, so you got a girlfriend? He goes, yeah. I think he's engaged now, by the way. And he's like, for a long time, he's like, yeah, 12 years. I go, what, does she ever get jealous of you or trip? Like, how do you stay focused and be the best jiu-jitsu guy in the world and have a girl in your life? Isn't that just a distraction drama? He goes, there's any drama, just get rid of her. I go, what about you chasing other girls? Like, he's whoa. I go, what? He's like, look at me. I go, what do you mean? He goes, you think I've ever chased a girl? I don't chase. And he just says it, but he's not joking.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He's dead serious.
It's like what he said to you when he was in the gym. I was so glad you fucked this up too, Zach. I was watching the video and you're like, so what do you do to prepare? He's like, first I get a fat check. You're like, huh? Do you remember that part?
Yeah. I was like,
yeah. He's like, yeah, first I get a fat check. I just love that.
Yeah. Well, I thought he goes, first I got a fat check. I'm like you're checking your fat. Like I gotta check my
Spoken
fat.
like a true fitness guy.
Yeah. So yeah, this was interesting. Derek DM'd me. He's like, yo, dude, I've got another thing for you. And I'm like his little fucking agent. So I went out and met him and collected blood. And it was a very interesting little exchange.
Your footage of him and then you ended up becoming friends with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you worked out with him.
Yep. So it all worked out. It's all good.
Are you going to go over to beat Wad Zombie CrossFitter needs it? John Jones, Conor McGregor.
I agree, man. And look, there could be an evil guy that everyone roots against, but I think there's got to be someone talking a little bit of shit, micro amounts of shit. There's one thing Matt Fraser said to Noah Olson in the 2020 like games wrap up thing. You guys remember that when he's like, you know, when I retire, I'll give you the advice or something about some workout that they did. It was like the lunges, toes to bar thing. And Matt's just like, I just beat your ass, bro. I don't need your advice or something like that. I'm like, fuck yes. Thank God. Because, you know, Matt would always do this thing. And I always saw the videos. He'd finish up with a event and he'd just go and talk with guys like, yeah, that was so crazy what you did over there. And like all this shit. I'm like, I understand it. You're jacked up. Finally, the pressure is off. And now you can just like talk. And there's that, you know, I feel the same thing in competitions. You just want to like, I'm relaxed because the pressure is off. But that killer mindset of being like, fuck you, dude, I beat you, I don't need your advice, is fucking hilarious. And we need more shit like that. Just guys, I'm going to beat everybody. I am Roman Kremnikov.
Last year in the regionals, or semifinals, whatever the fuck it's called, there's a guy named Scott. There's a guy named Scott Tetlow, and I can't remember who the other guy is. And they came across the finish line.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the guys went to fist bump the other guy. And he said, while the other guy was on the ground, he goes, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck away from me.
And then Tetlow, then the other guy said, hey, dude, you better fucking watch it. Or when I go in the back, I'm going to kick the shit out of you.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, it's getting like, this shit's getting real. Like one guy doesn't want to fist bump. But hey, someone does need to do that one time when the other athletes come around to try to support you. Someone needs to be like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know, like when they do that, they come over there and they're like,
the vultures.
Let's go, Zach. You got it. You got it, Zach.
I love this community. This is what it's all about.
What about men in women's sports? Do you have an opinion on that? And do you think do you think just by the fact that I'm wording it like that I'm being an asshole and manipulative, that I'm not
like
recognizing
you're
them
setting
as
me
women?
up, like you're setting me up.
No,
No,
not to you, but just to them, because we have a definition of word problem. Just like the people on the right are so fucking stupid. They keep conflating the word gender and sex like fucking morons, not realizing that words fucking matter. That's why there's a difference between a snatch and a clean and jerk. You can't just call it Olympic weightlifting. Gender, there's infinite of them. Sex, there's only two. But for some reason, the people on the left and right, they're just ass fucking each other. I fucking hate it.
Don't you think that this like subject's kind of been beat to shit though? It's kind of like boring.
What do you think makes a successful podcast?
Beating the shit out of topics, or
the reason why. So I was on your roommate's podcast, Chris Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, hey, I would love to have you on my podcast. He goes, yeah. And I go, I'd love to talk about what makes a successful podcast. And he goes, hey, that's been beat to death. And I was thinking to myself, I've never heard that topic ever talked about. And he goes, I don't want to talk about that. And then I just stopped talking to him.
Just reclused away.
Meaning, no, I don't. But do you think it needs to be talked about when you say it's been talked about to death? Like, I just feel like there's like the reason why I bring it up is there was just USA weightlifting or something just said that they're going to allow men into women's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. They just said it like a couple days ago.
Let me see this article.
Okay.
Or wherever the fuck this was said.
Okay. Give me one. Do you know where it's at? Or do I need to find you? Oh, you do know, Caleb? Okay. Thank you.
Got it.
The reason why I like that Finn guy is because you guys did actually start talking about what makes a good YouTube channel and how to make content, and I really like that part of that.
Yes, the thesis there was be gentle, but still know where you want to go. So Sevan, I think, you know, you're successful in a way because you're not very gentle with the things that you say, and people like that about you. But there's going to be if you start thinking, hey, audience, you know, you're following me down this one way, you like me because of this content, which I don't think would happen to you, but this is what's happened to Finn. You like me because of this content. Hey, let me change your mind about things. But when I'm doing so, let me tell you how stupid you are for thinking the way you think. And that's what Finn had to deal with. It's like all the people that came to him was because he's talked about metal and he did a really good job about it. But then these metalheads have this like very ideologue, like they're ideologues. And whenever he strays from that opinion or that mindset, they start to get pissed off. And so his thing is like, you're getting pissed off. Fuck you. You're wrong type of thing. And in that podcast, I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, just gently nudge them down the way that you want them to think. Right. And be empathetic to their position, you know, and just see what happens. And you'll see how successful you'll be. And he's like, dude, I think about that podcast all the time. He's made like, I don't know, 20 videos since then. And he's like, I changed the way that I do this. I have a thought process around it. I'm like, that ultimately is how you can be a successful YouTube channel. Don't be a dick. You can actually garner a fuckload of success from being a dick. You can garner a lot of success from being the heel. But if you want to do this a long time and have people, a collective of people that will trust you and you can trust, you have to be empathetic and slightly pushy. That's my thesis.
Here's what I got from what he was saying. I thought he was telling you that I have this crowd of people that loves me for my knowledge of music, but really, this is my bias, obviously coming out politically. They don't agree with me, or ideologically, meaning in what I heard him say is like, I'm the kind of person who believes in personal accountability and that my reality is controlled by my inside world. And these people believe are victims out here. They're not free thinkers. It's kind of like the fact, like if you go, you want to marry this chick because she has the greatest fucking body ever, but she disagrees with you on every front. So you're completely attracted to her body and it's great sex, but fucking ideologically you fucking can't connect at all. That's what I thought he was saying. I thought that was fucking fascinating.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I'm like, yeah, but how do you?
Like you're the head of the KKK, but you're married to a black woman, and it's like fucking up your gig.
All right, okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, well, I'm gonna lose being the head of the KKK if they see my wife. I love black girls. Like you're fucked. Like that's what I feel like this place he's stuck in.
But that's the place he portrays himself to be stuck in. Okay. In his mind, he's like, that's where I'm at. Sir. But the reality is not that. It's not that stark. It's not that bad.
God, so he can like person,
you know, and so he can honest to God, like make these changes. And he's made some videos recently that are like not in line with his people. And people are kind of like, yeah, they're coming around to it. Of course, he gets plenty of hate. He gets so much hate on Reddit. I get a fuckload of hate on Reddit. I got a bunch of hate
Reddit's
everywhere.
A cesspool. Yeah.
And why do you go to Reddit? Why do you go to Reddit?
Reddit was my zone, dude. Reddit was my fucking zone. That's where like Olympic weightlifting, that's where it happened for me. Okay. So like I was like, you know, CrossFit was like, here's how you snatch, here's how you clean and jerk. I'm like, okay, cool. And I got into it. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I listening to the CrossFit seminar fucking staff on how to snatch and clean and jerk and how to be good at it when there's guys like Dmitry Klokov and Lu Xiaojun and Kendrick Ferris, and there's fucking like, they're not lifting the same way. They're lifting differently. Like, what the fuck is this? So I'm like, okay, I want to do that. Fuck CrossFit. I want to do that. I want to get good at that. And so where were the places I could do that? Like YouTube had some videos, but there was Reddit weightlifting. And at the time when I joined, there was like 30,000 people. Now there's like over 120,000 on Reddit weightlifting. And it sucks now, in my opinion. It's not as good. But that was like our collective of places.
What year was that? What year was that? Sorry to cut you off. What year was it?
2014.
Okay.
2015. And so when I started my YouTube channel, I started doing vlogs of like me being like, hey guys, going to the gym, like gonna do a CrossFit workout, gonna do some like weight training, whatever. And then I posted it to CrossFit Reddit. And one guy said to me, Sevan, you're gonna love this shit. One guy said to me, he's like, hey, well, your video is kind of cool, had some good editing, but you're not that attractive. You're not that good at CrossFit. You haven't even told us what the fuck you're doing. And I'm like, first off, fuck you. Second off, that makes sense. One of the other things he said was, what are you good at?
Oh shit. That was my fault.
Was it?
Yep. That was my fault. You know what happened? Do you know what happened, Caleb? I was looking. Is Caleb frozen too?
Caleb's frozen.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Hey, I accidentally kicked him out of the street. I saw a fucking window down here.
Yeah, it was his shared one. I was just letting it ride.
I was like, what the fuck is that? And I just got rid of it. And it was him.
So you kicked it from the studio?
Yeah, I kicked him off.
But he could come back.
Yeah,
He can.
just to click the link
He
again.
can come back. Here, I'm gonna text him.
While that's going on, what the fuck, Trish? You are an ass clown. Sevan is still stuck in the us versus them mentality that's driven by emotion. He will hopefully get past it. Jesus Christ. You don't fucking know what the fuck you're trying to listen. It's me, and it's people trying to put their thumb up my fucking ass. And I'm not, and now that I have kids, I'm not going to tolerate that. So in that respect, you're right. But I used to be us. I used to be, it's all of us. And
us versus them.
But now that I have kids, and you wouldn't understand, Trish, because you don't have any kids.
You don't.
So you wouldn't understand.
That we know of, yeah.
You wouldn't understand.
Here he is.
Hey, let me finish this story.
Yes.
Sorry, that was my fault.
go.
I kicked you off. Sorry, that was an accident.
So no, it's all good. So he said to me, he's like, what are you good at? And I'm like, okay, I've been coaching at this point in time. I think it was like 2015. I was coaching CrossFit full time. Like I was getting a salary, which is wild for 2015. That's wild. Like I was getting a check and I was coaching like 4 or 5 classes a day. I was on ramping. I must have taught, I shit you not, 1,000 people how to snatch and clean and jerk. And I came up with these ways of doing it. And so the guy was like, what are you good at? I'm like, oh, I'm pretty fucking good at teaching weightlifting in a way that not many CrossFitters have. So my first video was 3 tips to like help you snatch. And what I did was I compared Emily Bridgers, who's a really, great CrossFitter, actually pretty decent lifter, but her technique was off because like it was this CrossFit style of lifting at that time. And I was like, here's what she's doing wrong. Here's the things that I coach that like combat this, because this is the issue that I consistently see. We can learn the lifts like this as opposed to otherwise. And I put that video on Reddit weightlifting. I got like 30 comments from people being like, wow, this is great. It was a 5-minute video. Like, keep making these and we'll watch them. And I remember I got emails for every subscriber I got. And this was way back in 2016. I didn't like, I don't think that's a feature anymore. If it was, that'd be insane. But I got 25 emails and I was like, oh my God, I just got 25 subscribers in one night. Holy shit. Something's happening here. I had like 300 views, fucking 300 views, people watching my shit. Like, holy God damn. So I made a video a week for 3 years straight.
No shit.
Yeah. And then I got up to like, 70,000 or something like that. And here I am now at 200,000. Like I really have never had a boom. I never, if you look at my social blade or whatever the fucking thing is called, it's just this. I have literally just kept touching the algorithm for 7 years now. Like do not miss. And so that's like my birth
what a
into
great
YouTube.
Story.
Yeah. And
that's so motivational. Hopeful.
Hey, and the thing is too, you're gonna reach a tipping point, and I think that will be exponential. Not like you're looking for it, but that's what tends to happen. You have this slow build, then you have that overnight success. It's just like boom, and then you're kind of everywhere, and the stuff starts to populate all over the place.
Like you said, like I'm not looking for it, because if you look for shit like that, it's just
It's
It'll kill
elusive.
you.
Yeah,
It'll kill you.
You're
Yeah.
chasing
Zach,
it
what
in
do
a rabbit hole.
What do you think about fast ascent, fast decline?
Oh, it's palpable. I know so many people have done it. So
Really?
many.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good, because we're not on that pace.
Well, I've always said I was afraid of that. I was like, I don't want this because that usually just comes down
We're
just
not
as
on
fast.
that.
Are
as
you
it
guys
went up.
growing? Are you guys growing?
We're growing.
Yeah, we put on
Like-
3 subscribers every day.
We're swimming upstream
No,
against the algorithm.
for real.
A little bit,
What's
but
the metric like? What's it look like?
It is. It's like that. It's
Steady
like
growth,
that.
steady
It's
growth,
it's
yeah.
it's
Just keep doing it.
It's
Look-
3 to 20. Like we'll probably put on 20 subscribers with you. It'll be like our biggest jump in a month, but we put on 3 to 20 subscribers every day. And we kill on iTunes and Spotify. We do kill over there.
So I came up with this thing, and
Yeah.
this is also, I think, a part of physics. But if it exists, it will succeed. So as long as you exist, just continue to exist.
just over enough time horizon.
Yep.
You will get
like
there.
you have to, because like if you exist for so long and you just suck, like you're gonna end up quitting, right? But if
Right.
you just keep going, like this is the idea behind the markets. Keep your shit in long enough, it's gonna happen again.
Right,
You know?
Right.
I said this. I said this on another podcast. I said it yesterday. It's kind of interesting, and I just got a text regarding it. I said the interesting thing about being a woman is you'll always remember the biggest cock you ever had and the smallest cock you've ever had. Those I'm sure that those will stick in your mind. And I go, for men, it's not like that. Like I don't remember the smallest tits or the biggest tits. I just don't remember that. And this girl I know just texted me and she said, if women shove their rock hard tits into a hole in your body, you would absolutely remember the biggest and smallest you've ever had. Basically, she's saying she agreed with me. I like that when I get confirmation from a woman.
That's a little bit of a
Digression?
not non sequitur, but
Yeah, I just saw the text come in. Sorry.
yeah, it is a different. It's like physically, biologically, entirely different experience for women to have sex than it is for men.
Right. And if you
Yeah,
saw a
and the
penis
hormones
this
release.
big or a penis this big, you're gonna remember those two. You're gonna. I would remember.
I was gonna say, I think I
know
would
the
remember
biggest
that.
penis I've ever seen.
Oh, we've heard
So-
about it.
There,
Yeah.
One of my
And
friends,
I remember the smallest now that I think about it. It was in a shower at UC Santa Barbara.
one of my friends that
It was ridiculously small.
I met like quickly when I was on YouTube. He saw that I was doing well and he like DM'd me and we, whatever. He had a video that popped off and it was like, there was just a hot chick in his video squatting and he was like teaching her how to squat. And the only reason it popped off was because there was a hot chick. And he's like, wow, I could keep doing this. So he kept doing it and he took off. Subscribers went up. And then dude, like by the time I was talking to him, he was getting no views, no nothing, no engagement or anything. That's the big skyrocket. You built yourself up on a house of cards. Like, it sucks. Now, what's really cool is the people who can,
you brought the conversation back around. That was
of
good.
course I did.
Thank you.
What's really cool is the people who can go viral,
Uh-huh.
take that viral shit and run with it. And
Yeah.
then they're actually talented or they have the know-how in order to keep that audience engaged. Those are the true heroes. Those people are fucking freaks. They did it the wrong way, but then they're like, fuck, I'll do whatever it takes to keep people around. And they did it. That's that. It's hard off the top of my mind. I can't really think about it, but like that chick, Bad Baby, she was the Catch Me Outside chick.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yep, from Dr. Phil.
She is still incredibly famous.
Yeah,
that's
that's nuts. Yeah.
That's a 15 minutes of fame thing. That's a less than 15 minutes of fame thing. And yet she's still around. That's super impressive. And that's got to be commended in certain way. Like whether or not you think about how legitimate Bad Baby's fucking music is, which I'm sure it's atrocious, but either way, she's still relevant, at least to my knowledge, not relevant to me, but
yeah.
16 million followers.
million. Dude, just off that one line on Dr. Phil, it was said a hell long ago, and then
Yep.
it like somehow resurfaced and blew
Can
up.
I hear the
and she was
line?
a-
I don't remember. I don't know what you guys. Can I hear the line?
She was like an unruly teen that told her mom to fuck off and had a bunch of sex and was doing drugs, and she was like 13 or 14, and one of the therapists or something like that told her, hey, you got to straighten up. And she's like, oh, anybody could get it. Catch me outside then. Catch me outside. Like she was going to go
Like
fight
to
her
f-
outside.
like to
here-
fight.
here you go.
Oh.
Because you're too streetwise?
Yup. And all these hoes laughing like so funny. Talking about the audience that they're laughing at her.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yep.
So the audience are but
Catch me outside. How about that?
huh?
Catch me outside. How about that?
That's it.
That's it. That's
So-
what all of it was built off of.
Catch me outside. How about that?
And like
And-
years later.
Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
And now she's 16 million followers. You know, that's an interesting one, right? Because that's everything that we do not say we want to do. We want to build slowly. We want to have this thing that we can, you know, continually get good on and build this nice base. She did not do that.
There's always going to be those outliers, though. You know, there's always 7.6 million views on
6
that.
years ago.
But what's crazy is her account now has more followers than that has views, which is pretty fucking impressive.
Oh yeah.
I got kicked off of Instagram, Zach.
Yeah, and you got a new one now, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that because you were doing too much righty shit when they were banning people for that?
Yeah, because I was wondering where the COVID came from. I was curious.
Which is hilarious, by the way, because the Times just came out and they're like, "Hey, came from a lab in Wuhan," which is fucking so insane, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Careful, your mom might be listening. Careful, your mom might be listening.
True.
Hey, you met Mike Ditka?
Oh yeah, yeah. Mike Ditka is like a close family friend because my dad's a sports writer. What's wild to me is like I'm more recognizable than my father now. But my whole life, like we would go, you know, at the airport, walk around Chicago, like we'd be stopped in the street and they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're Rick Telander." You know, never in a million years did I think I would have somewhat of the level of success as my father. Like I just always assumed like I'll never live up to his prowess.
Dude, look how far your eyes look apart there. Your your head fucking grew around your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Does your girlfriend have a huge head?
No, it's tiny. It's a pinhead.
Oh.
I've got a massive dome piece, dude.
My wife has a tiny head too, but I think that that's if you want to be like I think the hottest chicks in the world have giant heads, like Gal Gadot, like Wonder Woman.
Oh,
or Bethany Shadburn. I think a giant head is. So if you have a daughter, she might have a giant head.
But yeah, so I basically like was always around, you know, sports figures and stuff. And what's crazy is the Bears practiced next door to my house. Like literally there used to not be there wasn't a fence. So Hallis Hall was in Lake Forest and we could walk through like a tiny little wooded area and get on the field where the Bears were practicing. Wow, my dad my dad was, you know, writing columns for the Chicago Sun-Times at that time. So there's a picture of Walter Payton on our front porch.
Wow.
Just sitting on our front porch. Yeah.
Wow.
And
wow.
And then
with your mom with the shotgun being like, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, Jesus.
What you need, boy?
Jesus Christ, Sevan.
What? Just I mean, it's Texas. Where where was it? Chicago. Where was it?
Lake Forest, Illinois.
Oh,
and
Illinois.
so so that's how I grew up, was just around those things. And so Mike Ditka was one of those guys that we always knew. And Ditka had this restaurant that we always went to, my family and I, you know, we went to Ditka's down in Chicago on Chestnut Street, and it recently closed, which is fucking tragic, but that was our family spot. And if he was coming to talk to us. So that's where I got that picture with him.
Awesome.
That's crazy cool. Hey, do you think it influenced you how you treat famous people by the way your dad treated famous people? Like it was no big thing?
100%.
Explain that to me.
100%.
I just heard that concept the other day.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine was telling me that when he was around famous people and his kids were there, he would
Chris
act so cool, like they were just regular people, so that his kid would see, hey, it's just regular people.
My roommate Chris, like I've met a ton of pretty fucking famous people, and we just shoot the shit with them, and then they're like, "Oh, you're pretty cool. Let me get your number," and then we become friends. It's like, you know, on a smaller level, I've had people like this one guy DM'd me. He does jujitsu and he's a really good musician. And he's like, "Hey man, if you ever want to jam in Austin, I'm here. Like, I like your music." And I checked him out. I checked out his page. He's got
a famous musician guy.
No, this is just a normal dude. He just he just was a fan. He's a fan. I'm like, yeah, come by. Then we jammed and like became close friends. And now we're just good friends. Right? That's
how did he get into your DMs and get a response, but I didn't?
Well, Sevan.
Go.
Shit's getting weird.
Eventually you did.
Eventually, I had to talk to someone who had to talk to someone who had to talk to
Well,
you.
I was like, Tiller, get me on Sevan's podcast. And he's like, he's trying to reach out to you. I'm like, what? I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah,
Anyways, so
hidden
that's what I'm
request.
saying. It's like meeting, a famous person or whatever. Like,
Did you learn that from your dad though? Was your dad cool? And then you were like, okay,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna-
there's
I'm
a
gonna-
picture on somewhere on my Instagram of my dad standing across from Michael Jordan, like literally talking shit. And I used to see this shit all the time. And my dad would literally but he would like talk shit with Michael Jordan. Like they would just sit across from each other and just fucking talk at each other. They weren't like, he wasn't like, oh, hey, Michael, like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, this is a guy who I'm going to write about. He knows I'm going to write about him. This is a relationship that we have. This is a working relationship, where, and the wildest thing, man, if you watch The Last Dance, that documentary on Netflix now, my dad's in it a few times. He's got a few interviews. Because he was like at the forefront of knowing the Bulls and Michael. He had like some serious behind the scenes access that like no one had. Once Michael finds out that like you're worthwhile working with, like you're in his, you're one of the media guys he's in. Sports Illustrated fucked up. Sports Illustrated wrote something bad about Michael. He never worked with him again.
Wow.
Still to this day.
Wow.
Do you know how much of a fucking mistake that is from Sports Illustrated? Yeah. That's a huge
shit.
That's
oh
awesome.
shit, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So cool.
they're fucking chatting, dude.
What
They're
is
not-
that? The Bible on CDs holding? What the fuck is Jordan holding?
I
Is
don't
that
know what he's
Jesus on a CD cover?
Probably like Sade or some shit.
Okay, fair.
But they're just talking music, and so yeah, that's like how I kind of learned that. Another thing, dude, Bring Me the Horizon. Chris is good friends with Bring Me the Horizon. It's a very famous metal band. And like they did shit with MGK and they did shit with Ed Sheeran. Like they're pretty goddamn popular.
You watched a documentary about them you mentioned in an interview I saw you do. I wrote them down here. Bring Me the Horizon, heavy metal band you worked with.
Yeah. So Chris was like, do you want to go to this concert? And we're going to get, backstage passes and we'll hang out with them. I'm like, cool. Sounds great. I'm like, do you mind if I bring my camera? He's like, yeah, fine, whatever. As we're the day before, he's like, hey, the boys want to train. I'm like, wow, that's cool. So I found a gym in Houston. I picked them up. So I got the fucking Bring Me the Horizon in my truck. Me, Chris, shotgun, Bring Me the Horizon behind me. We go to the gym and I just shoot the training session. We're just fucking chatting shit and training. And then we get in the car. I drive them back to the stadium where they were playing. And they're like, yeah, if you guys want to watch, we're going to do sound check. Dude, while they're doing sound check, I'm literally just walking on stage and like walking around wherever the fuck I want. I've got crazy videos of this shit.
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool experience.
Oh my God, they're so fucking young.
Dude, they're not anymore though.
Oh.
They're not. They're
that
like
dude
30.
in the second from the right looks like he's fucking 16.
Yeah.
They're like mid 30s actually.
All right.
Yeah. So it was wild. And then, an hour before they go on, they're playing FIFA in the back room and we're just sitting there, and then they go on and there's like people.
Who dresses those guys?
People just fucking dying when they go on stage, like girls collapsing and crying. Like this is the level of fucking stardom we're talking about here. And we're just like hanging out with them. And so for me, it was like, it's kind of once you get in the, like CrossFitters aren't very famous, but if someone follows them, like, Danielle Brandon or whatever, follow them, that they're like, wow, this person's my hero. But like Sevan, you chat with Danielle Brandon. She's just a friend, it's just, that's a smaller level. It's like, okay, let's elevate that a little bit. Like there are some guys who do CrossFit, like Alex Rodriguez was hanging out at Wadapalooza with a bunch of people. It's just,
yeah, I saw him there.
There's levels.
He was J-Lo's ex-husband, the baseball dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rocking a baller suit too, and he just came strutting down the front. And then actually, Kalipa, I was standing next to Kalipa, and he's like, "Hey, Rod!" He turns like, "What up, guys?" And just keeps on trekking through. It was funny to see him there.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know. It's just how things end up happening. To answer your question,
and you learned that from your dad, you think?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean, the people who I was literally like 3 years old, like looking up like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, there's fucking Luke Longley. My dad just goes up, shakes his hand. He's like, hey, Luke, how you doing? You know, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know, looking back and forth. And that's like, just, you know, how it works. And another thing too, is like, you know, there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, can I get your picture? Because you want to show your friends like, hey, I met this person. This is someone who I cherish. This is a moment I cherish. That's totally fine. But I find that the mental, you know, remembering just walking up to someone and shaking their hand and being like, hey, you know, this is amazing. This is what you did here is great. And just talking to him for a little bit and being like, all right, well, I'll talk to you, or I'll see you later. Bye. Or I'll never see you again. Whatever. It was nice to meet you. Bye. Like that is so, I cherish that no matter what. Wouldn't matter what position I'm in. I cherish that so much more than a picture. So much more.
Does this mean you're twice as good as me?
What do you mean?
Zack Telander is greater than Sevan, and it's two greater than signs.
Two
times two. I a friend of mine the other day, Travis Bajan, professional arm wrestler, guy you'd probably love to have on your podcast too, by the way. His son just broke the all-time NFL passing record in college of all time, best college passer in the history of college football. And
wow.
He told me that whenever he would be around fucking really famous people and his son was around, he would do that. He would just make sure that it's completely fucking casual. So the other day I was at a party and Rodney Mullen was there. Do you know who that is?
Fuck, do I know who Rodney Mullen is?
Okay.
Of course I do, Sevan. How
and
dare
you? And my kids were there. And so I sat down and talked to Rodney, just chill for like an hour and a half, but just making sure my son would see like, hey, it's just me and Rodney just fucking shooting the shit. You know what's funny to say this? I hate to brag, but no, I don't really hate to brag. When I left there, Rodney asked me for my phone number. Hey, could I have your phone number? And I did chub up a little bit. I did chub a little.
So one thing I could say is like, another thing is like, don't just be a fanatic and a sheepish fanatic.
What's that mean?
What you're doing is automatically lowering yourself, saying that like, admiring is amazing. So for instance,
Chris, I admire all the people. Chris, I still admire people.
Chris, I admire Chris. I am a massive fan of Chris Williamson. And yet I'm going to open up the fucking door so we have like two separate houses. It's pretty cool setup. I open up the door I go, what's up, you boner? Like I'm opening it up and I'm talking shit to him immediately. But I like love him. I think he's incredibly talented. I'm on his side. I'm his biggest fucking fan. Okay. Right. So in that way, I'm not like, oh my God, Chris Williamson. And I'm a fucking like little sheep, you know, I'm not like that. When I see it, it's like, if
but you still fanboy over him. It's like Rich. I've been with Rich 1,000 times. Look, I treat him like a dude, but I fucking love him I still let him know, hey, dude, I'm a fan. Don't fuck around.
Exactly. It's like when people, they separate themselves from Harry Styles. Like these women are like, oh my God, Harry Styles. He is such a god. It's like, dude, it's one thing to be like obsessed with his music and think he's fucking talented and maybe even think he's hot and be attracted to him. It's another thing to say, I am a fucking worm. I am a sheep. This is a person who is better than me, literally a better human than I am. I believe that there is no human that's better than another human in that way. But there are people who are more talented, more skilled, what have you. Do you see what I mean? It's like, it's important that that person who's a fan does not become a sheep.
Right.
And that distinction is so important. And I think it's fucking awesome that you're able to do that in a micro way with Rodney Mullen in front of your kids. And I think maybe my dad did that to me. I don't know if he did that purposefully, but I think that's fucking cool.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I still showed him a great deal of respect. Even my friends. That's how I feel. I don't want friends that I don't look up to. Sorry. What's he doing?
Window cleaner. Chris is bitching at me. He's in Vegas. I have to let the window cleaner in. I'll be back in a second.
That's when you know you made it. You got a window cleaner.
I think those are the people you need to surround yourself with. Yeah, that's it. Paulina fucking nailed it. And it's funny because that's what Travis said to me the other day too. He said, hey, I'm not hanging around normal people anymore. Yeah, the people, you should have people around you that you look up to. You should it should be fucking Rodney Mullen, Michael Jordan.
They're really going to help you propel to be better in life, right? And a lot of people hide from that because they don't want to be challenged in that way. So it's so much easier to get a group of friends where you're like, you know, the most successful, quote unquote, one there. It's kind of like when the chick who's like a 6 or a 5 just hangs out with all like 3s. You know what I mean? So every picture she's in the center, like, and you're like, damn, look like yeah. As opposed to being the 5 around 10s, you know?
Much greater. I'll take it. Yeah. What am I gonna do? I'm old. I don't know the vernacular. I'm not fucking roommates with Chris Williamson, but I am roommates with the 3 Plain brothers. And let me tell you,
he left.
Oh, you lost the window cleaner?
Yeah, I didn't answer the doorbell quick enough.
Oh,
this podcast is too important.
So life is good. You guys have a fucking window cleaner.
Chris asked for it, dude. I don't fucking need a window cleaner. Fuck off.
The guest is hostile. Jonathan Adams, you love to brag. Sevan loves to brag. It's my favorite trait about Sevi.
Oh, you want to know another thing that Chris, you're going to love this, Sevan.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the UK,
Chris Williamson is a huge podcaster out of the UK. He moved to the United States. He's a good dude. I was on his show. It was very awkward.
This is one of my favorite life lessons. Again, this should be for men and women alike.
Yeah.
Coming from the UK, a term that they talk about, or a term that they say, is called cutting down the tall poppy. Have you heard about this? Have you heard this? Yeah. So this is a thing that it's part of some cultures in the US, but because the US has this more like capitalistic and like happy-go-lucky, like golden retriever mindset, we're not as cynical. We're not as skeptical, like in general. But in the UK, yes, Australia, New Zealand, yeah. So in the UK, they're like, dude, do not brag about your accomplishments, to the point of like really this being a negative thing. Like if someone starts to succeed and excel, people are going to cut you down.
It's a socialist phenomenon, by the way. It's a completely socialist phenomenon.
Well, I don't know, because look, England was doing shit like this long before they were this like crazy kind of socialist cesspool.
Canada, Finland, they're all tall poppy places.
Okay, Sevan, barring your righty idealistic type of narrative here. I'm sorry, I'm just checking you a little bit.
Please,
I love
I love it. You're very welcome.
So like one thing he was telling me, he's like, it's palpable that like the amount of like, I don't talk about anything. He's like, I don't talk about anything with my friends, like nothing about the things that I do, the things that I'm going to do, because the moment that I do, people are going to be like, oh, Chris is a cunt. You know what I mean? He's just showing off. He's just bragging. He's braggadocious. And that there's good reason for that. Like, it's nice to have people who are modest. And like Irish people, especially, like, are fucking modest people. And Chris was like, I got to get out of here.
Conor McGregor.
Right. Except that's what, and they fucking hate him, dude. They hate him in Dublin. So many people were like, they don't even talk about him there. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tall poppy.
So basically during the pandemic, Chris is trapped in his house. His podcast is kind of success. It's like going up, you know, he's literally not allowed to leave his house. Okay. And he's like, the weather is shit. Everything sucks. He's like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, cool. I'm moving my place. You want to move in together? He's like, cool, let's do it. We get this place down here.
Had you met him before? Yeah,
I was on his show. I was on his show like fucking 4 years ago or something. I've been on like 8 times.
I thought he escaped to the UAE.
He did for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a cool move he did.
Okay.
But that was a little bit later. So anyways, he moves here, and he's like, you know, the first thing I noticed, Zach, he's like, you're a very excitable person. Not many people in the UK are excitable. Like, they don't want to show that they're like something really stokes them. You know, this is a protective mechanism. It makes sense. Okay. So he gets here and his mindset changes, and he's like, you know, I feel comfortable talking about things with you because you're happy for me. And I'm like, and I remember I walked up to him, I'm like, Chris, we have to make sure that we can share our victories with each other. And we never stop doing it. I literally said this to his face. He's like, agreed. We shook each other's hands. So now it's like, yo, dude, I just had a video get 100,000 views and blah, blah, blah. He's like, fuck yeah, dude. You know, like it's not this thing where we're showing off to each other. We need this ability to raise each other up and to be happy for each other's accomplishments. And that's something that I would wholeheartedly suggest to anyone listening or watching that you do with your friends. Share your victories and embrace each other's victories. It makes a bond so much stronger and it lifts you even further.
Hey,
I agree.
The one issue with that, though, is you got
hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Tell him, Souza, and I'm going to go pee real quick.
Okay.
How are you on time, Mr. Zach?
Oh, I can go. I got to train at some point.
Okay, I got to pee. Hold on. I want to keep you on for a few more minutes.
Yep.
I think that the confidence of the people that you surround yourself with is a big factor in that. Because if I'm not very confident and I see your success and I start spinning the story in my head that your success is taking away from my success, or worse, we start doing the ego protector. Well, Zach only did this because of this, or that's only happening because of this, and he got lucky, and right. And so it's hard to find those people at first because you won't see it right away. And sometimes that chatter starts to happen behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, confidence is like the ultimate catalyst, man.
Yeah.
If a not confident man is a scary one.
Hey, what would you say? Like, how if somebody is hearing this and they feel that they're kind of not confident and insecure, like, is there anything that you would suggest? Like, is there something that helped you get yourself there? Because you seem super confident and whatever. Like, it doesn't matter.
I'm not though. You know, I'm not. I'm just. I guess I'm comfortable in myself and I'm comfortable on the mic and I'm comfortable talking to people. Fuck, I've got problems. I've got issues. I've got
maybe comfortable is the better word rather than confident. You're just more comfortable in your own skin.
Well, it's like, people don't care about you. So use that as a weapon. People don't, you think people are watching you and you think they're judging you and talking shit about you. They're not. So use that as a weapon. Do what you want. And if they are talking shit about you or whatever, they're not worth your fucking time. You cannot be told that enough. No one can be told that enough, but it's a very difficult thing to do. I struggle with it a lot. A negative comment can throw me off the edge. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got 3,000 comments,
You focus on that one negative one.
That's this is a typical thing that people see, but it's like, I think confidence is also how you interact with the world around you. It's not just how you take in the world and then you react. It's like you can put out things into the world that will allow you to become confident. One is just being nice and being an enjoyable person to be around. It is the most important thing.
Positive attitude is so contagious.
Chris said in a study, there's like a massive meta-analysis of relationships. He just told me this yesterday, that the number one characteristic that was in all successful relationships was, and I forget the exact words, but it was like basically being somebody that the other person wanted to be around. Like in being like, it was like a nice disposition was the word. A nice disposition. That was it. It's like people don't realize how fucking unbelievably valuable that is. Look someone in the eyes, smile, understand where they're coming from, and just be a nice person. And oh my God, you can get so far in this world.
Yeah, people underestimate a positive attitude is bringing a ton of value. And if you find these people that are really successful in life, like if you get to next to Jeff Bezos and you're like, okay, I want to get close to this guy, you have nothing to fucking offer him, essentially, right? You can't buy him anything. It's like, how do I add value to this? But if you show up with a really good positive attitude and you have energy and people just gravitate towards that, that is the value that you could bring. And you don't need to look much further than being that person.
Sounds like white privilege.
Or you could just be born with a huge cock.
Not all of us are so lucky, Sevan.
Oh God. So right before the Fraser video that I did, I think that was probably the biggest podcast get that I had was Fraser, because like at the time he was very hard to get a hold of. And
when did you do that?
At Wadapalooza.
Oh, recently.
Yeah. Everyone wants to touch Matt Fraser. Everyone wants contact with him. And I was lucky enough to get it because I had a bunch of connections with HWPO people. And right before, I actually said this on a vlog, but I took it off because I looked like dog shit, Sevan. On the screen, like my bags under my eyes. I didn't really sleep that well the night before. I just looked like shit, but I took it out. And the thing that I said to the camera was,
God, you're huge.
Yeah,
Look at you. You're fucking giant. You're fucking huge. Sorry, go ahead.
The thing that I said to the camera before, as we were taking the elevator up to this space where we did the podcast, the thing that I said was just care. Like, just care. That's all I'm telling myself because I'm pretty nervous right now. This is a pretty high pressure situation. Just care. You've always cared about Matt Fraser. Don't change any of that now. Yeah. Like I've watched Matt Fraser for so long. I was on the Matt Fraser train long before people knew who he was. Like I watched the live stream of the ECC. Do you remember that event? The fucking one that Bergeron used to put on?
Yep.
I'm like, I know this guy. I know Matt Fraser is good. This is like 2015 or some shit, 2016. I don't remember. I've been watching him since then. I know his whole career. I'm a big fan of his weightlifting because I'm a weightlifter. Like, just care. And like that interview, I can't tell you how many CrossFitters were like, dude, I've seen so many interviews with Matt Fraser, but you and him connected on a serious level. I mean, fuck, we both cried like in part of it.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And like all it was because I was looking at the guy's eyes and like genuinely caring for him. Like genuinely gave a fuck. It wasn't like I was like, so what was it like to win the CrossFit Games?
What was it like being on a podcast
I don't
with
fucking
Sevan?
care. I actually don't care about that. I care about you. Tell me, who are you? I want to know more, like genuinely. So I was able to depict that. And I think if we're looking at confidence, if we're looking at like ways to succeed in this world, just care about the person you're talking to.
Wow. Yeah.
Have a nice disposition and things go well. It's fucking amazing. It's crazy.
I know. I cared about one of my guests and the podcast went fucking amazing. I
was like, wait, what?
I was like, which guest? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to hear you say that too, because you've been around so many high profile people that Matt would be the one where you'd have that talk, but those are the talks you have to have with yourself when you do the things. I almost have a talk with like that. I'm so excited every morning when I come out here to do my podcast. I can't fucking believe I get to do it. And so I feel maybe a cousin to what you're saying about kind of just like them. And my thing is I never want anyone to feel, I feel like this is my living room. And when people come to my house, I want them to leave happier, no matter what, no matter who they are.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I want them to have some good food. I want to have some good drink, and I want them to have like a good, like leave healthier sort of feeling about themselves. I want people to, I believe in people. I believe in people. There's this thing that someone wrote down here. English people don't like braggarts. My friend Travis Bajan is like the biggest braggart I know, but he never says he's better than other people. And I fucking love that.
So that is okay. So
and
this
I
is
fucking
Matt,
like that. That's like he doesn't. I'm so fucking great. I'm so fucking strong. Like he does all this, and then when he's arm wrestling, he's like, that dude's the greatest arm wrestler who ever lived, and I'm about to beat him.
So
you know what I mean? And it's like I fucking love that.
This is the key, right? He would be a dick if he wasn't confident. This is what Matt was kind of getting at.
Okay.
Right? So if you're braggadocious and you're not confident, you're going to, some sort of egotistical asshole nature of you is going to come out and you're going to be flawed. But if you're a confident man, and you have this air of confidence in this bragging, it's actually incredibly attractive. But that's the only time that it is. So your friend is that guy.
Yeah. And he is that guy.
And if you've been around someone who's not confident and is a braggadocious person, they end up being like a pathological liar. They end up, being a shitty person to be around.
Wow. And that's kind of what happened to Connor. He was so confident and the bragging was attractive. And then he kind of crossed the line as he got later into his career, and he started becoming a little nasty.
So this is
and
another
it made it hard
thing,
to like him because he was nasty. He became venomous.
This is another thing. I had Chris on my show. We did an extensive talk on this.
Yeah.
And it was, we love winners. And it's really fucked up. It's actually, it's something that I battle with every day. Anyone can get away with anything if they win. It is fucking crazy. Anyone can get away.
Example of what you're talking
Logan
about.
Paul. The day, 2 weeks or a month, I don't know how long after He gets caught doing one of the biggest crypto scams, red-handed. His drink company gets bought as the drink for the UFC.
Oh, that what's it called? Pipe?
That is one of
Prime.
the biggest fucking victories you could take, and everyone forgot about it.
Yeah, it was.
This is the world we live in, Sevan.
He was purposely scamming people?
I mean, whether it was purposeful or not, I mean, the guy CoffeeZilla who exposed it was just on Rogan. He was just on Rogan, and this is what the big thing was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People have already forgot about it because Logan Paul is a winner. And I battle with this fucking daily, Sevan. This is my inner monologue every day. It's like, what does the world even fucking mean? We're all just popcorn eating, foam finger holding consumers who want to watch the home team win. It doesn't matter. Morality doesn't matter. Ethics don't matter. None of it matters as long as you win. And it is fucked.
Can you give me another example?
Tiger Woods.
That's exactly what I was saying. Tiger Woods.
What do you mean? What's his? What was his? What did he do?
I mean, he did quite a few things. You know, he was a very afflicted person. He cheated on his wife tons of times. You know, fucking had like an Ambien freak out in his car. Like, he was a tormented soul, though. So that's a little bit different. Like, I would call him a victim of his surroundings, like 100%. His life was just not a very healthy one to live from childhood and on.
Right from the get.
Lance Armstrong took a beating. I don't know if
he
I
took
would.
a beating. He hasn't come back quite yet. But Alex Rodriguez, people forget about like the amount of bullying. Lance Armstrong bullied people. When
yeah,
he got
that
caught.
Sucked. That was the only thing that's like the reporters and shit, the lawsuits.
Yes, and just talking shit and dragging their name through the mud. That's where things. You know, that's where it's like Lance Armstrong doesn't, you know, but if more people could comment, it's like, we care about winners. I mean, fucking Andrew Tate for a long time. We didn't give a fuck about all the crazy shit that he said. He's a winner. Look at his money. Look at his Bugatti. You know, it's like, it's really,
I need to pay more attention to this.
Yeah. Think about it. Just look at it next time.
Yeah. Maybe start looking at the world through that.
Shamelessness gets you very far. You know, there was I don't know exactly the finite definition of harikari or harikaru or seppuku or whatever it was called, but it's
killing
essentially
yourself, falling on the sword.
Yeah. Like, if you have this shame, instead of striking your family name down, they ritual suicide. It's,
What about Kobe Bryant?
That's another example.
Yeah.
But we don't even know. How do you even know if he raped that woman?
We look. That's the thing. It's like, we don't really. That's a tricky one. And here's another thing too.
Mike Tyson.
Sevan, you know, here's the thing, Sevan.
Yeah.
Is like, some people are redeemable, and this is what I love. It's like, we have this. We want narratives to exist. We want good guy, bad guy. We want this arc of who to root for and all of that. And the fucked thing is, in life, nothing ends up like that. That's why, for me, what was that show that everyone watched with the dragons and shit?
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. That's why Game of Thrones was so compelling to me. It was like, everyone wants to root for the Starks. It's like, well, you didn't really know that the Starks, for like a long time, they fucked over, a bunch of different people. Like there's.
How about when the first episode is they kill the kid, they push the kid off the building, and by the end of the series, those people are heroes.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck does that happen?
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, you know, it's like, you hate these families for doing these things, but yet these families, all they care about is themselves. They care about the family name. It's like, would you do anything different? It's like the things that call into question.
Sons of Anarchy, same way. You couldn't figure out who was the good guy and who was the bad guy.
For?
Yeah.
The best one right now is Succession. It's one of my favorite ones. Everyone's like, "Ooh, I love Sevan. Ooh, I love him." I'm like, "Oh, well, Siobhan's a piece of shit," you know, or this person's a piece of, like, you cannot root for any of these people. You can't root for anyone because people are afflicted with doing bad things. Morality bends, and all of these things happen. That's what makes for a compelling ass story. It's like Mike Tyson is so interesting. You want him to be the bad guy or you want him to be the good guy. You don't really know. Now he's on this philosophical thing. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Is he a raper, a killist, or is he the reincarnation of the Buddha?
Who knows? You know, it's like this is why I'm always middle on everything, Sevan. It's like why I feel as though I've never figured anything out. And I'm just constantly questioning everything, because the moment that I start to think, oh, this is the way things are, is when I'm led down some sort of ideology that I'll regret being behind.
How about Omar from The Wire?
You know, I didn't watch The Wire. You're going to hate me for that.
There's these two shows that I would recommend. He was a gangster.
I've heard nothing but good things about The Wire.
Yeah, he was a gangster who wore a trench coat and carried a shotgun in his trench coat, and he was the hardest dude in the show, but he was also gay. I fucking loved that. Was my, and when he would come on the screen, I'd like almost come to the edge of my seat. And there's another show you should watch, Deadwood. If you're an artist and a creative person, you should watch Deadwood, because a lot of that fucking show is written in iambic pentameter, and it will fucking blow your and a lot of people don't know that, and it will blow your fucking mind.
Like a Shakespearean
fucking unfucking real.
Okay.
You will be so sad that both of these, The Wire and Deadwood, are such short series. You will be so sad.
I got to tell you, I like it.
I
like that. Yeah, I like that they ended it. Just like, what's the show? Ozark.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go. Look, Ozark, the story arc, slam, done. We're done. It's over. They knew that they were going to do, was it 4 seasons? They knew.
I thought it was 7. It was 6.5 or 7.5 seasons. Ozarks. Ozarks?
No. It was 4. I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, I'm gonna bet
Caleb,
7.
look this up. Caleb, please. I'm almost positive it's 4.
7 seasons.
It's gonna end up being 5 right down the middle.
Just while we wait for him to. Oh, okay, good.
4 seasons. Okay, so
is it? Wait.
Yeah, 4 seasons.
Dude, they're like, we know we're gonna start here. We know we're gonna end here.
Okay, then maybe it took 7 years to come out. Give me that. Give me 7 years it took to come out.
Okay, fine. I'll give you that.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
True Detective season 1. Okay. Opens the story, closes the story, it's over. Yeah, that series went on. They started different story arcs and different shit. I didn't even watch it. That's one of the greatest
First one was
seasons.
great.
That is one of the greatest seasons in television history.
True.
I love shit where they just end it. Just end the shit. I don't need it anymore. End it on good note, and we'll always remember you for being the great thing that you were.
How about Sons of Anarchy when he kills his mom at the end? That was fucking nuts.
I didn't watch Sons of Anarchy, but I saw that last episode where he kills himself.
You didn't miss anything. Hey, I got some bad news for you.
What is it?
So just relax. Could you play the clip? I just saw this today, and I don't know if a lot of people know this. But there's actual live video of it, and I wanted to show you guys here on the Sevan Podcast first. You recognize the character. For those of you who have a, are very emotional, you might want to just brace yourself for this. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Action.
All the days became so long.
Sorry, guys.
Did you really
Very sorry. Really sorry. It's not funny, but Zach is. That's how some men process hard things. Zach's a big man. It's hard for him to be in touch with his emotions, so he laughs. But Mario was. For a lot of us, he was huge.
Oh my God,
he was huge. 620 pounds.
What?
I mean, have you ever taken performance enhancing drugs?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
How can I didn't even know that was possible unless you were on drugs to deadlift 620
660.
pounds.
660 is my best.
It is?
Yeah.
Is there a video of it in here?
It's on there somewhere.
Them. You run this motherfucker. They can't stop you on a fucking Tuesday. How they gonna stop you? How the fuck are they gonna stop you? Get up off the fucking couch, look at yourself in the mirror, and just spit at
how
me.
happy
Fuck
you are.
Cocksucker. I'm going out there to get what's belonged to me. Fuck.
Hey, how much did you deadlift the very first time you deadlift in your life?
435.
I deadlifted 95 pounds the first time I ever deadlifted. There was a guy at some Globo gym who's like, hey, I was like, hey, could you teach me how to do that? He's like, sure, put 95 pounds.
I remember the day. I remember the day I did it. I didn't even know, like, I had done cleans in college and in high school and back squatted a bunch. And Like I'm built for the deadlift, Sevan. First off, that's like the only thing I'm good at, like objectively pretty good at. And I didn't understand the deadlift because I'm like, dude, my knees are in the way. Like I'm going to scrape my legs. Like so super weird. So this CrossFit coach taught me. And one day we just deadlifted. I had done some cleans before that. And I just kept going up in weight. It was fucking crazy. It just I kept going and I got to 435 and everyone was like, what the fuck, dude? And then like
are you going to end up doing 700 pounds?
No, dude, 660. I was sore and I was like fucked up for at least a week.
CNS.
What do you mean fucked up? Like neurologically, like twitching and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh my God, they're steel fucking plates. I don't know why that matters, but it scares me.
They have to be at that point.
Because they don't fit on the bar?
Yeah.
No way they would fit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Damn.
How much do you weigh there?
Like 250, maybe. Yeah.
Oh, you're just a crumb. Okay, so what happens after you do that for a week?
Dude, I couldn't look at a bar. I'm not even kidding you. I just did like, no, it was weird. It's like, I didn't even want to like touch a barbell. I felt so fucked from it. I was jacked up on like 600 milligrams of caffeine. I was in this, dude, that was like a 40-pound PR. And I was like going nuts.
When did you know you were going to go in there and do that?
The day of. I was at with Nick Bear. And I was like, well, okay, I'll just do like a chest day with you. Because I didn't want to interrupt. Like you meet up with these big names and you're like, I just want to train with you, get some content. Like, I don't want to be a burden to you.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, man. He's like, well, we could do some fun shit. Go heavy on bench press. Like, man, he's like, man, I thought, you'd want to come in here and deadlift. I'm like, wait, you want to deadlift? He's like, yeah. I was like, let's fucking deadlift. He's like, all right, let's fucking deadlift. And then we just like did that. It's hilarious.
And then, and did you, any part of you feel like you were big dicking him by doing that?
Maybe a little bit. He's done 700 though. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He's all right.
Yeah.
Holy that's the guy that like runs 20 miles too, right?
Yeah, he's a big runner. The thing is the thing about like
700.
Yeah, the thing about these big like these big names, like I actually know a lot of people that have pulled over 600, like a lot. Like Dylan, the guy that I hang out with and train with like every day.
I can't believe how strong he is. He snatches like a freak.
Yeah, he could pull 600 easy. I've pulled 600 with him like 3 or 4 times. And so, yeah, he's just built for that shit too. I don't know. We just
I also wonder if somehow working out with strong people, like you see other people doing it and it becomes possible to you.
Yeah, which is why it's amazing that CrossFitters can do what they do, because like they're never training with actually strong people. Like what I love about CrossFitters is that they're gamers. They can like, just when it comes time to be, they're like, all right, you guys got to snatch. Here you go. And then they just like use the crowd and they're like, oh, I just PR'd by like 10 pounds. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like Brent, I'm pretty sure Brent, when in that snatch event, I don't know if it wasn't last year.
No,
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
In that snatch event, like I'm pretty sure he didn't snatch that heavy all year. Like ever, not even close. And like knowing him, like if I'm pretty sure it's a good day for him.
He snatched 300.
I think he snatched 290. Oh, 290.
Yeah. And like a good day of snatching for him, like a really good day is like 275 or 280. But like regular day is going to be right from 245 to 265. And that's really good. That's really strong. But he's able to just go after like a whole week of competing and just be a psychopath and do 290. Like that's why I love CrossFitters. They're gamers. Yeah. You got to be just like a fucking gamer and a weirdo. Yeah. And there's too much calculation in weightlifting sometimes. There's too much calculation in powerlifting. It's just like these guys need everything to be set. Their program needs to be perfect and dialed for the right moment. A lot of people don't have that thing in them that's just like, fuck it, And that's all CrossFitters have. And it's awesome.
Caleb, can you play that piece about the powerlifting, how they're letting dudes enter women's powerlifting? Do you think here's the thing I was thinking we're never going to have a man enter the women's competition in CrossFit because it's just too hard. Like you could do it in powerlifting, but you just can't do it in CrossFit. It's just too much shit going on. Okay, here we go. Here's the thing. USA Powerlifting must let transgender athletes, that's meaning people who like are born one sex and switch to the other. That's what transgender means. But USA Powerlifting must let transgender athletes compete in women's division after losing discrimination case. Oh, I wonder if they can compete the other way. Like, could you be a woman and just get juiced to the gills and enter the men's?
Don't hear a lot of that happening.
Anyway, how do you have an opinion on this? I know you said it was beat. I know you said it's been beat to
Well,
death.
I talked about it with Leah Thomas, and one of the things that
you had Leah Thomas on your show.
No, I talked about it. With her, you know, and
with him,
like if you look at like it's just a numbers thing. Like I have an involvement in swimming in that my sisters swam. I'm basically like I grew up in a swimming family, which is like swimming is like a very cultish thing. It's very, very serious shit. The swimming world is, and to be a national champion, let alone make it to NCAA finals, like the final heat of the NCAA championships as a female,
it's great.
Is super hard, super fucking hard. And one of the things that there was if you pulled up this video. Caleb, I think you might be able to pull it up, but there's an article being like Leah Thomas, you know, sadly got 11th place in her 200 meter. She was ranked first or whatever, and sadly got 11th place in the 200, you know, glossing over the fact that she won the 500, won it. And then first off, 11th place is fucking insanely good. And it's like you are elite. You have a potential to be on the greatest Olympic team in the world, which is the United States. Like this is nothing to scoff at, but you could tell that they were obviously trying to show that this hype around Leah Thomas being unfair was not really that unfair because of 11th place in something or didn't even make the finals. You know, like, that makes it so that it's like any less unfair, which is bullshit, which is what I called out. That's basically all I talked about on my YouTube video. So in this instance, it's like, well, you know, like let's just look at the numbers. How did this person perform as a male? And then as a female, how are they performing? If there's a stark difference, there's something going on here. Like we can't just don't deny the numbers. It's objectively, it's right there. There's no other argument, right? Then when we get into this philosophical or, you know, article, or we get into this argument where like, I think the waters get really muddied and things become more political and, you know, people are calling each other bigots and what have you. I think that's when it's
or
just
even
like,
transphobic, because I don't see it's transphobic at all to not want men in women's competitions. I think that those people who say that don't even know what the word transphobic means.
Yeah, I mean that's just like everyone calling everyone racist when they
so you're trying to intimidate me when I love partying with trannies. I don't have a fucking issue with it at all. It's one of my favorite things to do. I did it a shitload as a kid. I don't
enjoy a good tranny party.
Hey, so like I saw some statistic that the fastest woman in the United States in the 400, that there's 500 high school boys who can outrun her. And when I see shit like that, and then what's kind of interesting is to talk about this at the end of the show, is because at the beginning of the show we were talking about the importance of women's finding their way in a world where they can fulfill all their dreams. And now you have fucking dudes shitting on them. It's fucking weird to me. I feel like, I mean, did you see the boy in Canada, the 17-year-old boy in Canada who got fucking arrested at his high school because he stood up for fucking girls, boys using the girls' restroom at the high school? It's fucking nuts.
I just think that so much of the conversation is directed towards such a minor amount of people. You know, they take over so much of the space. And
okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying that it's
we want to, like, if we want to help millions and millions of women, why is the conversation always about this fraction of a percent of people? And it's like, that's, again, I'm coming from this position of like, I don't want to put any skin in the game. I don't want to involve any emotional thought into this shit at all.
Right. Well,
Maybe it's different for me because I don't have daughters, but
right.
I plan on having daughters at some point. You know, I don't know.
We had this problem, and it happened in California recently. In the last couple of years. Actually, I don't know what state it happened in actually, but it happened in the United States where there was a boy who was dressing as a girl, and he went to high school and he assaulted a girl in the bathroom, and the school didn't do anything about it. They just transferred that boy to another school, and then fucking at that other school, he raped a girl in the bathroom. This happened, last year or 2 years ago. And then when the father, it finally reached national attention because when the father went to the school board meeting to protest, they arrested him. It was fucking crazy. But you're right. Like, is it just a one-off out of 350 million people in the fucking country?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you're
you could use the cop. You could use the cop argument there. How many cops are stops and everything else, and then we focus on
point.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say the bad apple.
I do fall on that side with the cops. I'm like, so what if cops? It's like, hey, it's the price we pay for having
the bad apple. The bad apple argument. You can't just use the bad apple argument when it suits you. You have to use it for everything.
Yeah, that's a fucking great point, you guys.
Yeah.
And I
mean, look, and another thing too is like, Sevan, you should
Yeah.
kind of get on the anti-cop train as a righty. Just saying. And you could have cop friends, that's fine. But like, there's a whole structure around why the police exist, which is to like enforce corruption and even more bullshit into society. Like if you actually look at the like how cops, like the reason why cops even had started in the first place and what they were actually supposed to uphold. This is back like, almost centuries ago at this point. And then to what they are now, I see them as like this bureaucratic extension of the government that has, it's like its own entity, and they have complete impunity as, agents to go around and fuck with people with no recourse.
Like the libertarian mindset. Hey, just get rid of the IRS, get rid of the cops, just let it.
I mean, I guess you could call it libertarian. It's a little bit nihilistic. My friend Michael Malice, do you know who Michael Malice is?
No.
So he was just on Rogan like this week. I went to his house for Chris's birthday.
That's a crazy name, Michael Malice.
Yeah, crazy. He's Russian descent. Great guy.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah.
And he's a nihilist. And some of the things that he says, he's like on the same like, you ever seen the thing where it's like leftists and righties, like they end up meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that would be like hating cops and shaking hands. Like leftists and very right people should all hate cops, because cops are just an extension of Big Daddy government, and they're just like this bureaucratic, disgusting. At its worst, the cops are literally the worst fucking thing ever. Right. And I think
at their best, they're the best thing ever.
They're the best.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, how fucking crazy is it that something bad can happen and you call an agency and they come to save your life? Like on the fucking phone, dude. Like,
I think about it just like that.
That's insane. And that's amazing. I don't want that to go away. But it's nice to be able to call that into question at some point. If it's being abused, which it is.
It needs accountability for sure.
Yeah, the court system is just a money-making,
the court system is fucked.
Yeah, and
revenue generator for
an
the
extension.
State.
It's like, what can generate revenue for the cops? The court system.
Yep.
What no cases actually go to court. They're all like paid for or absolved, or like, there's always some sort of settlement. Like I'm talking like, if you've been to like county courts or whatever, you just walk in, like nothing actually goes to a jury trial. It's always just, here's the cash exchange. Here's the cash exchange.
Go see the teller.
Yeah. There's nothing. Yeah. Go see the teller. There's nothing different. I mean, the judge is like hardly involved, and there's nothing different from like the way that the it's like a branch of that is the cops. And so that's why it's like, it's interesting to start kind of questioning that a little bit.
I agree with you also. There was an Aussie lifter who was trans at the Olympics.
New Zealand.
For us Americans, it's the same.
Yeah, sure.
Dark Lord Revon, Zach, I love what you do. Sevi, keep up the sick collabs.
Thank you.
Is this a collab?
Sure.
Why were you on Chris's podcast 8 times, and do you hold the record?
I think I do. because I'm a good friend. And so sometimes things will happen. He uses me sometimes.
That's nice. I like being used.
Yeah. So two or three times I've been on just like, hey, here's my guest, Zack Telander. The other times it's like, hey, Zack, there's some topics I need to talk about so I can make clips. Will you be a guy that I can bounce shit back on?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So he'll pull up like 5, 6, 7 different topics. I'll literally sit in. This is my studio faces this direction. His studio faces this direction. We have one wall in between us. So I will literally sit here and I will talk on his podcast as if I'm not in the same fucking building as him.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear what's going on in his room?
Sometimes, yeah, yes.
Wow.
And we're on the sometimes we're on shows, we're doing shit at the exact same time. The mic can't hear it, but I can hear it, through everything. It's pretty funny.
Where is he now? I'm going to text him when
he's in Vegas. He's doing a video he's doing a podcast with Alex Hormozy.
We tried to get Mr. Hormozy on.
Is Hormozy in I thought he lived in Newport.
No, he's been in Vegas for a while now, I think.
Yeah. Good tax laws there. And then also he can live wherever the fuck he wants.
Are you happy with where you live?
I love it. I fucking love it.
Have you ever lived in California?
No.
Do you want to?
The socialist state that is California? Sevan, what the fuck? You promoting that shit?
We're recruiting.
I mean, fuck, dude. If you have money, it's a fucking great place.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like where do you live?
In Santa Cruz.
So is that one of the places where it's like, what a beautiful 72-degree day it is today?
Yes.
And like literally 300 days of the year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is worth all of the money in the fucking planet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Oh, I wonder how come.
And it costs you all your money.
I have his Chris's. Does he have the same phone number?
Maybe.
Chris Modern Wisdom.
Here, I asked him, dude, this is so fucking.
He's such a go-getter. I get his newsletter, and he of all the people that I've ever come across that I've watched in this last like 5 years, he's one of the biggest go-getters I've ever fucking come across. It's kind of fucking maddening.
Dude, imagine living with the fucking guy.
What?
Imagine living with the fucking guy. I'm literally like, I gotta do something. Chris is doing something again. I gotta fucking do something. Like, I gotta make a video here. I gotta do that. It's like, I gotta get a sponsorship for this thing. It's like,
he doesn't have kids. He doesn't have kids, right?
No, fuck no.
Because people say to me, I can't believe you do a show every morning at 7 a.m. And I'm like, I think of Chris Williamson. Yeah. And I think this fucking guy does a show every day probably, and then he goes and flies somewhere, and he's fucking getting sponsors, and he's doing newsletters. Like when my shit's done here, I go play with my kids for 8 hours, and then I don't start again until 8 o'clock at night. Yeah. When I prep for my next guest.
That's the fucking goal. You're living the dream, bro. You kidding me?
Well, you know what I'm doing? I'm old, and so I'm parlaying all my life experience, I made movies in 100 countries. I've done just crazy shit. I've been to all the continents. I've seen it all, right? And I'm just parlaying that experience now that I'm 50 into a podcast career, I guess.
I mean, I think, dude,
I'm trying to. I guess I'm not trying to. I am.
You just get to go fucking hang with your kids too. That's so great.
Are you gonna have kids?
Fuck yeah, bro.
How many are you gonna have? You think you'll have a family of 4?
At least I would like to have at least 2 kids. Proliferate, bro. Yeah. There's nothing more base than having children, in my opinion.
What's that mean, base?
Base. It's like the antithesis of woke.
Oh, God, have you heard that comedian, that skit where he says, "Hey, if you're gonna have kids, you should consider, and you're a Democrat, you should consider having a Republican wife if you want someone who wants to raise their kids." Have you heard that?
No.
Oh, it's a fucking great bit.
I mean, I come from a family of liberals, and we all are very prolific. Like my sisters have 3 kids each, so
it wounds me when you call me a righty. It hurts a little bit. I'm gonna tell you.
You are though.
It hurt. It's
it's
like holy. It's like putting holy water on me. It really. You know what I mean? I feel. I seriously. I feel a little bit like a vampire, and like every time you call me a righty, like you're holding up a cross.
Yeah. Burns.
Yeah, it burns. I really. I don't like it.
Do you like that, Matt? Do you like that I've come on this show and kind of like give Sevan a twinge of shit?
I fucking love it. And I
Right.
think I've watched his mind working now too. We're gonna have some interesting conversations on our live
Do you
calls
think I'll
after this,
hate him
too.
or I'll like him? You think I'll be like immediately get defensive when we get off and I'll call you and I'll be just talking shit? What an asshole. Or do you think I'll be like, wow, I fucking really liked him. He's cool.
I think you're gonna be like, no, I really liked him. He's cool. Because the whole
Either
point of
way,
this is
I'll
that
make a mark.
conversation.
You know,
Yeah.
either way.
You already have. I'm going to go inside and take my shirt off and see if there's like burns and like welts on me and shit.
This is what it's about, though. Bringing people on so we can have conversation. No one just wants an echo chamber all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
How about that video where in the beginning where you tell Andrew Hiller to eat a bag of dicks?
Yeah, because I just like.
Had
I
you
don't
met
know.
him yet?
No, I mean.
Oh, that's great then.
Yeah, we probably DM'd a few times and shit. It's like, and people are like, "Oh my god, are you beefing with Hiller?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah,
dude, I'm
here.
just being fun." Like,
This is so good. Here we go.
The back.
You can eat a dick, dude.
Hiller, you can eat a dick.
Awesome.
Hey, how lucky? Hey, were you ever at 16? Were you like 6'4", 120 pounds? Were you ever that guy?
I was 6'2". Yeah, I was like 6'2" at 16 and like 170, 160.
Oh, so you were never super gangly.
I mean, I was, bro.
You were.
Yeah.
And you move good for a big guy. You're not all. You don't have any giraffe in you. You're not like just a newborn giraffe. Where
Well,
you
that's
have to,
what
like,
people
get up
call me.
slowly.
That's literally. Look at this.
Oh, the giraffe. Wow.
This is my shirt. Barbell
Oh,
Apparel makes these.
That's my favorite animal too. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a I want to show you something real quick. Hold on one second.
Oh, this is good. Now we got a little show and tell happening.
People call me the giraffe. That's why it's like it's my thing.
That's awesome.
Too tall for weightlifting.
There's a famous graffiti artist out here in the Bay Area, Draffa, and he just would draw drafts on everything.
So, and then in
Giraffe.
jiu-jitsu they call me giraffa.
That's
This is a self-portrait I made of myself, and I was a giraffe.
Someone take a screenshot of this.
And and hey, and then this is me, and my penis is a bird of paradise, and I'm trying to lure women with it. Like, you see that?
That's amazing.
Crazy, right?
That's great. That's great.
Holy shit, this is a good place to end the podcast. I think I'm feeling good about you right now.
Okay, good. Good.
I like how it's all tattered and shit too, like it's been around.
Got all fucked up.
What medium is that in?
That's just colored pencil. You had no idea.
Nice.
I don't know where to put it now.
Oh yeah, I gotta frame it.
Right.
On the floor. That's a good spot.
Mr. Zack Telander, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, text me anytime. I don't keep my phone by my bed, and you're always welcome. I really do want to say that you being on the show touches me. I was actually, I don't really normally ever get nervous, and I was a little nervous because I wanted you to leave with good feelings.
We want a
like,
relationship.
like you accomplished something today.
Yeah,
And-
it's great, man. Fuck, I love this shit. I could do this shit all day, you know?
And I liked it how you answered the phone yesterday. That really fucking warmed my heart. You made me feel like I was like a real like a radio DJ or podcaster. Like, look, I know people, and it was like double whammy. Thank you.
Well, that's good, man. I will I'll definitely try and like send this out to my people to watch, like, because I want people, you know, and that follow me to watch what you're doing here as well. So,
And thanks for the energy you bring into the CrossFit space. It's killer.
yeah, I mean, I want to do more shit with CrossFit for sure. I definitely do. I love I genuinely like the athletes, and like CrossFit training is sometimes really, really fun. So,
Hey, did you get to talk with J-Rod much? Nicky's brother?
yeah,
He's cool
Yeah.
too. I had him on the podcast. I really like him.
yeah, he's great. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny guy.
All right. I will see you around. Talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.
Later, dude.
Ciao, brother.
Thank you. I like
What
him a lot.
Son of a bitch.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot. You know what's funny is I found their content just popped up in my like explore page, and they had like the microphone like clipped to the beanie. And at first I saw it, I was like, "What is this?" You know, like you're almost kind of coming with it, like I'm gonna not like these guys. And then I watched like 30 of their videos, and I was,
Hey,
I was
that's
like,
gangster.
These
Does that
are
work?
awesome.
Does that work?
It works fantastic.
Mike on the beanie.
Mike on the beanie. It's just them lifting, and it's cool. I heard him describe it in one of the videos I was watching of his last night, and he was like, "Yeah, it's like partly a podcast, partly weightlifting videos, and part like technique." And it truly is. They've kind of like have that triage of it, and it's really entertaining. Him and Dylan do a great job.
A liberal used to mean someone, Bernie Gannon. A liberal. I wonder if this is what's the girl's name? The other Gannon on the show?
Katie.
I wonder if it's related to Katie. Bernie Gannon. A liberal used to mean someone who's open-minded. I agree. To make society work better. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Now it's more associated with grift and tearing everything down, even things that work well. Yeah, I think that's fair. Sevan, you need to frame that and put it in glass.
Agreed.
Anyway, yeah, that was cool. Hiller said that I would really like him, and he was right. I would like to dig into the fact. It was interesting. I do like that comparison. He really brought some context to it. I always say, hey, it was only 12 unarmed black men that were killed in the fucking United States, and out of 365 million traffic stops relative to how much violence there is, committed by people with melanated skin, blah, blah, blah. And he's saying, he's throwing that in like, hey, we got to take the good with the bad. And he's saying, hey, motherfucker, like how many fucking trannies are raping girls in bathrooms?
Right.
And you can't have it both ways. Like, oh, Sevan, you're okay with fucking cops killing black people, but but for some reason, all of a sudden, when it comes to trannies and girls, you got a problem with a handful of them getting fucking raped. It's a fucking gnarly argument. He fucked me up. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I was gonna give him some prison numbers, but in try to push back on it. But I do, but I respect the argument. I respect the. It's not even an argument we were having. I respect the discussion. Contextualizing it. Hey, here's an orange next to an apple. This is why they're different. Just because they're round, they're not the same thing. Will Brandstetter, they do the same now with shows like Full Swing. All the golfers have those DJI Lab mics on their hats. Oh, no shit. Wow. Yeah, it's an incredible setup.
Yeah, it's a good little setup there.
So beautiful. Records and redundancy. I'm going to take off my Louis and put back on my Tom Fords.
It is bright in there though, because when you lean forward, I could see like how bright it is off those screens.
It's bright. It's fucking. Hey, I can turn off my light. I don't even need that.
Because the screen's so bright. Why don't you just turn down the brightness of your screen?
Because I like it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not like squinting.
I thought it was bothering you or something. I think there's a lot of this too. This was the word I was looking for the other day when we were chatting. This
So Austin's the hive. What is it called when you learn something and then see it everywhere? The phenomenon is called Bader-Meinhof, a phenomenon of frequency of illusion. Like the criminal only sees purses and wallets and doesn't see birds and sunsets.
Yeah, you buy a gray Honda Civic because you never see a gray Honda Civic, and then after you buy it, you only see gray Honda Civics.
Yeah.
Like how much?
And the fucking algorithm doesn't help that, right?
Oh, it pushes it.
Yeah.
And then it makes you believe that, see, this is everywhere. Same with the news, though. And, it's not even have to be the algorithm. It could be the news. They just perpetuate and then plant the seed about, like, these are the biggest issues that we're facing right now. And here's a ton of media behind it. And then they just pull back, and now you see it everywhere.
Colton Hyde, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, the media is good at that, Mr. Souza.
Mm-hmm. The television.
All right.
It flew by with him too. It's almost 3 hours. I didn't seem like that.
Vittorio, there's a difference between innocent children being raped and an unarmed person. I totally agree. And it wasn't like a bulletproof. He wasn't like trying to shut. I agree with you guys. Like I think if like me and him take that to an argument, I think me and him end up on the same side, realizing like, hey, you can't fucking jeopardize women getting raped, like regardless of anything, kids, whatever. But it was just the context of just adding some context to it. But I agree. And I think he knows.
And it wasn't a comparison. I think it was a comparison that like there's a lot of interaction all the time, and what we're focusing on is kind of these anomalies and the bad parts that happen.
Yeah.
It's not as prevalent as you think it is.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. Are you able to take the boys to jiu-jitsu?
Oh yeah, what time?
They have to be there at 10:15.
Okay. All right. I'll take them.
Or do you want me to do it?
No. I want to do it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
Bye.
As Bishop used to say, land the plane in the CF podcast.
That's good.
I was watching some of those recently. Some of the old ones.
Hey, Sevan, do you know if anyone's willing to pass me their pre-sale access code to buy tickets to the games? I don't. But I'll read that if anyone wants to. Vidal Para. Go ahead and get it. All right, guys. I was actually thinking it might be interesting to do a show with Zach and
Hiller
and Andrew Hiller. I don't know how much Zach wants to get. Here's the you know why I was prepared to take Zach in some crazy directions that we didn't go in, because I saw him in another podcast with that guy Finn saying he kind of wants out of the fitness space. But I also
wait, Zach wants out of the fitness space, like he wants to start expand.
Yeah, Zack Telander, the guy who was just on. Yeah.
Yep.
That he doesn't want to just be in the fitness space. And so I was prepared to like go some other places with him. It was interesting that his roommate is Chris Williamson. And that was a true story. When I was inviting Chris on and then he had rules about what I could and couldn't talk about, I was like, fuck that. You're not coming on the show. I do like the guy. Do you remember that guy? That was the guy I went on and he wanted to talk about raising kids. And he kept asking me to put things in lists. And I was like, I don't think like that. So I was struggling. But then when I brought up with Zach about, hey, or what do you think about men and women's sports? And he goes, don't you think it's been talked about ad nauseum too much? And he kind of didn't want to talk about that. But then what's interesting is then when we circled back around to it, he did talk about it, and he kind of had this thing that I liked that was like this Denzel Morgan Freeman thing around racism. Like if we don't talk about it, it might go away. It's like down to that Taoist saying, I don't know. I got to explore all that. I got to think about all that. I don't know if it works like that, but I fucking liked him. Man, he's awfully sophisticated for 34. 32.
Yeah.
Bring Alexis on even more if Hiller can't come on. Nice, Paulina. That was quick. Thank you. What did Paulina do? Max thruster was 240. Whose max thruster was 240? Oh, his?
In that
Zach's?
video? Was that what it was?
Passcode viscosity. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you. If you wonder what I'm going to be doing in 20 minutes, I'm going to be sitting there all wide-eyed with my fucking heart all warm, staring at my boys train jiu-jitsu over with Nico and McKenna over in Santa Cruz, California, 4 miles from my house. Caleb will be eating something, and Susan will be eating something too, probably.
Yeah, I'm going to jog to the gym.
It's time to eat. You are?
Yeah.
Oh, it's badass. Is it raining at your house? Do you care
No.
if it is? Will you jog even if it's raining?
Yeah. Why not?
And you won't see anyone else out.
Fuck no. I get in that mentality. I oftentimes will do this mile sled drag. It's like actually a 1.2 mile sled drag. This is before the barbarian stuff. I just have always done it. And so every once in a while, and when I started to see the people driving by, especially when they're just alone in their car wearing a mask, like driving, I was like, yeah, you motherfuckers are in your car and I'm out here doing this and you need me so that way you could be how you are. You need, and I get in that Goggins mode, and you're like, I'm out here because you're not, motherfucker.
You're a braggart.
I got to. Yeah. Catch me outside, though. How about that?
Yeah, catch me outside. I can't believe that's you. Okay. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Souza. We'll see you guys. Oh, do we have a live call-in show tomorrow morning?
No, we have John Anderson, I think.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. Okay.
I don't have my calendar up in front of me.
Yeah, it is John Anderson.
John Anderson, Adam Kramer, some disc golf stuff coming up. We got quarterfinals talk. We got Mr. Bridges back on the show.
Oh, that's
we have
cool.
an affiliate series on Thursday.
Is that the guy from Chile? Is that the guy from Chile?
The guy from Chile. Yep. And then on Friday, we'll see what comes up. Maybe a live call in there. Maybe we'll plug it with the guest. Saturday, we got a live call in. Sunday, we'll most likely have a live call in.
All right. Have another show tonight. All right, fine.
God damn.